Welcome to Snark Marks, everybody. We are a very funny podcast out of the Central Valley of California. I'm Andrew. That's Dusty.
Hey, hey.
We are joined today by our illustrious friend. I'm not even sure what illustrious means, but our beautiful friend, Kai.
Oh, illustrious and beautiful. Thank you so much.
Look at you. I'm just priming you up for us to just break all your dreams later on in this podcast.
Down later. Yeah.
This is a bait and switch situation.
This is a bait and switch. He's going to be like, but at least he called me pretty. Kai is here. We're going to talk about female pop singers' songs later today for the hashtag Marks Madness. If you didn't know, now you know. Trying to play the stinger. There it is. Marks Madness! I'm trying to get as much out of this as I can.
Wow.
You know? I only made one.
You know what's really funny is initially I thought that was like an AI voice. It didn't dawn on me that you were the one doing that. So it's, especially knowing you, it's so funny to imagine you yelling Marks Madness into like a recording device.
By himself with his cat.
My cat staring at me.
Yeah, just freaking Hobbs out.
Yeah, by the way, subscribe to our YouTube. Like I said last week, I had to do it quietly in my apartment. It was the first take, I promise.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I said yow, I knew that was the one.
Yeah, the yow really brings it home.
Yeah.
I thought it was really like I don't know what I thought. I thought it was a thing where you put in like words and then the AI sang it a particular way. I don't know that technology exists. I could have made that up.
It should. TM Snark Marks.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what though? AI did sing it.
It's
Andrew Adele.
All right.
Hey.
That's it.
Yep.
No, podcast is over.
Yep.
Then
And let's go to break.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play the whole one. It's 15 seconds long.
I'm really giving you too much power in the podcast. Like you have the whole soundboard.
We changed this whole thing so I could have a soundboard.
Yeah.
And it's been fun.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Oh God. If he did that at work, I would smack him across the face.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, I don't know if that technology exists. It exists in my brain, but I'm also, as a kid, I didn't realize that child actors, like that, in The Sandlot, that whenever they show the guy at the beginning and he's getting ready to do the game.
Oh, you thought it was him?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was like, okay, that's an adult, and then I thought it was the kid too, that they were the same person, and then it took and I was like, man, it takes a long time to make a movie. Like, that's a really dedicated staff of people. Like,
didn't they do that with a movie though, with Tremblay?
Boyhood.
That's like over a certain amount of time, right?
It's like 12 years. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It's very long.
You were like 19 when Sandlot came out, Dusty.
Yeah, no one wanted to break it to me.
Aww.
Yeah. I had a whimsy about me that no one wanted to break.
I had a friend one time. I was watching Home Improvement, and the Beach Boys were on it, and one of the dead Beach Boys was on there, and I was like, "That guy's dead." And my friend was like, "Then how's he?"
Aww.
How's he on television?
Do you think they're actually in the TV?
I've had to explain this to Austin quite a few times. Like, that's an actor. This isn't a real thing happening. Like, don't worry. My poor daughter inherited my anxiety. So sometimes she'll be like, can this really happen? I'm like, no.
There's not really a baby in the sun.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. Well, that sounds an awful lot like our friend Erica, who we used to watch wrestling with quite a bit. And she would always be concerned that someone was injured during the wrestling match where they're pretending to be injured. And, and she'd be like, do you think that guy's okay? But we're like, yeah, he's fine. And she would be like, but he looks hurt. And I'm like, well, that's the whole point. Is that
that's the whole point.
Hurt. And she knows wrestling. She loves wrestling.
Right. But then we went to a live event one time, and a dude really did get injured. He got kicked in the face and broke his orbital bone. And she was like, do you think that guy's hurt? And we were like, no, they're never hurt. Yeah. They're never hurt. And then the next day he posted on his Instagram and his whole eye was swollen shut. And we were like, in this one instance, You are correct.
There's something about like the boy who cried wolf there, right?
Yeah.
They're never hurt.
No, I was so pompous.
Except for this one time.
Yeah. Then it turns out, you know,
the
kicked in the
pomposity
face.
was tangible.
Yeah.
It was the coolest thing about that was the guy gets hurt, he gets kicked in the face, and all the people come out and they like drag because he's bleeding all over the place, and they come out. And he's walking out, and he's still, because he's the bad guy in the match, he's still yelling at the crowd, "Shut up!" Like all this stuff.
Shut up, bitch.
Yeah, they're still he's still talking shit, but then you know his eye looks terrible, so we had to tell Erica like, okay, this time you win. You know? So she'll
never know. She'll never know what's real and fake ever again.
By the way, speaking of the "shut up, bitch" line, I watched that whole segment the other day. So that's The Rock, Kai. I don't know if you're.
Yes, I know that one. Okay. I know that one.
So if you're familiar with Dwayne Johnson, his other work.
Triple H is in the ring. You're like, the guy. That's the same guy. The guy from Hobbs and Shaw. He's Triple H is in the ring. He's doing all this shit, and then The Rock comes out and is just an electric factory. Like. He comes out and I can't remember what city it was in, but he does the, finally, The Rock has come back. See, when the whole crowd's like screaming. And then he goes up and Triple H tries to stop him from talking. And he's like, The Rock's like, I've got something you don't have, the Universal Championship, so shut up, bitch. And then the crowd is fucking crazy. And he's like, he's done the thing. And then, yeah, it's a very, if you were out there and you want to see the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, watch The Rock Shut Up Bitch whole segment.
Have you seen the Family Guy bit where Peter gets really excited when they say the movie title in the movie when he's watching the movie? No. That's like my favorite thing. He said it!
I think of it every time.
Yeah. That's the old wrestling trick. I guess we really were a league of our own. Oh, hell yeah. Like, but like, that's an old wrestling trick where they're like, you know, you won't fight me tonight in Bakersfield. And everybody's like, that's where we are.
They said our name.
It's cheap heat. It was I was listening to some comedians talk the other day about how if you were bombing in like 2001 to like 2006, you could just be like, give it up for the troops, everybody. And everybody would be like, fuck yeah!
Yeah. You can't get caught out here not giving it up for the troops.
I was just going to say, fuck Obama. That's not right.
No, they wouldn't have said that. Osama. See, that was the problem.
Yeah. No.
Let's go ahead and isolate that and put that out on all the channels.
Yeah, please do not.
And I'm glad he killed his nutritionist. My bad. Right outside Porterville, where I grew up, on the way to Springville, when Obama was running for office, there was a sign that said Barack Hussein Obama, enough said, and the Hussein was in red letters. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just because his middle name was Hussein.
And enough said.
Enough said.
I'm going to run for president as Andrew Jesus Idell. And they vote for me.
You'd get so many votes. Yeah.
Dusty,
you might win.
Dusty, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Teddy Roosevelt, Godwin.
And Bob Seger, Godwin.
Yeah, I'm all of them. Well, this brings me to my point. This morning, I'm driving to work. And
boo, work, boo, work.
The worst.
I need a boo soundboard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna work on that.
No, you might get out of hand with a boo soundboard.
And the truck in front of me has a bumper sticker that says "Joe and the hoe gotta go."
Oh my gosh!
And
it's not even clever. It's not even clever.
Did that and it made me think of something that I think we've talked about offline
That's
before,
Andrew,
but I don't know that we've ever talked about it on the podcast. There are how many funny bumper stickers have there ever been? Is it 0%?
It's very close to 0.
There's got to be one. There's got to be one.
The first guy who had a bumper sticker, and he read it the first time, you were like, "Bah, that guy decorated his car." But now, there's 0%.
There's a Prius. There's a Prius in the parking lot of my apartment building that has a sticker that says, "Hey, cool Prius, no one ever." You're gonna shit on your own car, dog?
Yeah. No, you're not even owning up. It's called self-deprecation.
Well,
don't you get it?
Yeah, listen, I understand the mechanisms of comedy, but the thing is, the thing that sucks,
your ego will not allow you to.
That's the thing. You could have like an unheard Mitch Hedberg joke, right? You could have a Dr. Acula, the joke on a bumper sticker. And just the fact that it's a bumper sticker completely negates any funniness.
Right.
Yeah. You wonder, like, who was the first one to be like, you know what I'm going to do is put comedy on my car. That's a missing segment.
Yeah. Supposed comedy.
Quote unquote comedy on my car. And everyone can see it at all times while I'm driving. And they're going to be so excited to see my joke.
Yeah. And it's like, if there's one, that's one thing. The insane person who has like 37 things on their car, and I'm extending this to everything. If you have the Salt Life thing, if you have the fucking I was at Pismo guy, I don't care. Don't put it on your car.
Coexist.
Yeah. Oh, coexist is rough. I know a guy.
I don't like any of them.
A guy who got the coexist, the Thole thing tattooed on him.
No,
like right at the beginning,
that man.
Like at the beginning of coexist, before it became the meme that it was. When it was like people would see it the first time and be like, you know what? There's a little thought put into that. And now it's just like on everybody's notebook at their liberal arts college.
I just can imagine that guy like explaining his tattoo to his girlfriend and be like, it's because like I believe everyone should coexist.
I had the radical idea. I had the radical idea that everyone should get along. And see, the coexist spells like it's different.
It's different symbols of the ideologies.
But
get it?
Yeah. No. I'm pretty deep. I read.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Let's bone.
Just hearing. I was gonna say, just hearing her dry up as he's talking.
Anyway, I got this Postal Service record. If you want to listen to it,
there's dust coming up from the front of her pants as he's talking.
Anyways, here's Wonderwall.
That is definitely an acoustic guitar party
for sure.
Symbology.
So then, tonight I went to go pick up food for dinner after work. And I saw a different car in the Wingstop parking lot that had one of those decals on the back that's for like a car club, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But it was like Royals established 2023. And the only thing I thought was like, who cares? Who's that for? Because I'm the
Royals.
Yeah, but I'm the one reading it. Like it's like a Toyota Camry.
Right.
Not even a cool car. It was just a car.
My Honda Fit is registered under the Royal. Was it a Z instead of an S?
No, I think it was S.
It's not a real car club.
What is a car club? I don't know what this means.
So a bunch of weirdos who put more than a shitty car is worth into their car join a club, and they go hang out in the Taco Bell parking lot with all their cars and their flat-billed hats, and they smoke blunts, and they listen to the Cottonmouth Kings.
I thought you
were saying Cotton Eye Joe for a second.
No, maybe that's much better.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's like a motorcycle gang without all of the implied danger. So it's like you and your boys are like, we're the county crew, and all of our cars are part of the county crew, but like everybody's shitty cars. So it's like a lowered truck maybe.
No one cares.
Yeah,
not one person.
Yeah.
Not one person cares.
Remember lowered trucks? Like there's still guys that do that. Like when I was a kid, well, I was in 7th grade. I remember the principal's son drove a lowered truck into the quad, and it was like the coolest thing I'd ever seen in my life. Like I think his steering wheel was a chain, like one of those part of the chain steering wheels.
Hell yeah.
No. I was like, oh man, fuck. I bet he knows Dom Toretto. You know what I mean?
He probably talks to girls.
Yeah.
This car's in no way making up for his insecurity.
Your drink's safe with him for sure. Yeah. But now it's like, why? That seems so inconvenient.
No, for real.
It's some stock like cars come a little bit too low, so you scrape the little concrete things at the end of parking spaces. And
like half of them are like, this is gonna be so cool, and then like 3 weeks and they're like, God damn it, I have to like squat every time I get into this goddamn car.
Yeah. And they can't get insurance because they had to cut their chassis to put the airbags into it. They get constantly pulled over.
Yeah. Well, and you know me, noted gearhead. Big car guy
Dusty,
over here.
Dusty,
Huge.
big,
oh
big
man.
gearhead.
Just love everything about cars.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's not tranny fluid on your face right now.
Yeah,
Still
like
talking about cars, by the way.
Hey, watch out.
I just, the manifold, all of it. I like,
totally that manifold though.
Yeah, big time car guy. I was just like,
stand by your manifold is what he always says.
Tattooed across my shoulders, brother.
Yeah,
but he has a bumper sticker.
Yeah.
Right above coexist.
I can't. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cover my coexist tattoo now. Now, like, so I am not a car person. I only see them as like a conveyance, and most of my life a huge bummer and inconvenience.
Right?
Like, if he came to my house, he'd be like, just remember, I'm kind of afraid to drive, so it's gonna take me a bit to get there.
Yeah,
Aww.
I don't like driving.
He doesn't like it.
Well, because everyone's dumb. Me too.
For real.
I'm also dumb. So and you put yourself behind a giant machine, and you're supposed to just trust that everybody's gonna be cool. No. Stupid.
As a young, healthy person, it's the only way you're going to die for the most part.
Right. I have like a fear that that's how I'm going to die, but I still get behind a wheel,
I still text.
Fuck
it.
I'll watch a YouTube. Who cares?
Yeah,
I'm good at driving. So
I've been driving on one of the most dangerous highways in the world, watching a UFC pay-per-view on my phone.
So noted. I'm not a car aficionado, not a car person. But the old cars I still find cool, even though I don't care about cars. Very old cars, I still like them. I think the designs are cool and everything.
Oh yeah,
they're so pretty.
When we cared about making cool shit.
That's the only cars that should be in a car club.
Right.
Like your Acura. If I saw a whole bunch of old dudes with like Mustangs and Chevys and box Chevys and shit, oh okay, yeah, of course, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, your lime green neon is not a club car. You pay dues to the club.
So my gosh, there's not dues. There's dues?
Yeah, you gotta get paid dues. Somebody's got to order the stickers, Guy.
For what?
Stickers,
the 10-pack of tacos.
Hats, the tacos.
The tacos.
The Bud Light and carne asada for their parties.
Yeah.
Parties.
So they can all go watch Fast and Furious the day it comes out every year.
God, that's
Circle
so
jerk
funny.
or what?
Yeah. That's so fun. They should do the. You know how they did the Barbie thing with at the movie theaters, the big box you could stand and be a Barbie. They should do like a big cardboard car for Fast and Furious.
No.
That would be so sick.
It's just Vin Diesel's Charger from Fast and Furious.
Or just like one of those armored things from the new ones. You know what I mean?
Indestructible Charger. I'd get in a fake submarine from the new ones. That's pretty cool.
There's a fake submarine in the new ones?
On the new
there's
ones?
a real submarine.
Well,
I don't.
sorry. Excuse me.
Quote unquote real. I guess it's in a movie. But...
There's a submarine in the new one.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
Where else are they gonna go?
They went to space. Goddammit!
It's like Fast 11 searching for Osama's body.
Yeah, we want to make sure it was dumped in the Atlantic Ocean. They went to space in Fast 9.
Yeah, it's like Fast 25. Does anyone know anywhere else that we could possibly drive?
I need to go fast. I need to go fast in the Marianas Trench, bro.
Anyone got any ideas? Or
did Dom Toretto go to space?
No, Ludacris and Tyrese went to space.
Hell yeah, they did. I feel like I saw that movie.
Yeah, Luda went to space. They were the only one qualified.
They were like quipping at each other the whole time on their way to space. Yes, I remember that movie vaguely. Mm-hmm. I don't know where I saw that, but I saw it.
Let me guess. Ludacris is like, I've been high before, but maybe not quite this high.
Maybe not this high, yeah.
One of them was scared. One of them was like too scared.
It's Tyrese.
Yeah.
It's always Tyrese.
Yep. He's a little worried that Tyrese.
Luda was like, you mean I gotta roll out to space? And I was like, oh, that's one of the songs.
And then back to Family Guy.
Genius. He nailed it.
They're trying to put his spacesuit on, and they're getting a little bit too personal, too familiar. And he's like, "You don't know me like that.
Move, bitch."
No, we have to get back to Earth. We have to use our own gravity. When I move, you move. Just like that.
Just like that.
That's the rest of the podcast.
Yeah.
For 2 hours. What if the Big Bopper went to space? You know what I mean?
Yeah. The levee was dry for.
Okay. But bumper stickers, I have a quick question. What about the ones that are stickers that show how many family members there are in the family?
Done with it. Throw it out. Yeah.
Who cares? I don't care how many kids you have. There's a really funny one. There's a really funny comedy sketch in early, I think it was early YouTube, but it was... there's a fucked up car with one of those stickers on the back, and a man runs up, and he's like, "Oh, it's my family. What happened? What happened to my family?" And the firefighter's staring at him, and he looks really sad, and he looks down, and he looks over at the car,
pulls
and
the sticker off.
He just peels one kid off the car.
Yeah. Give that man $10,000.
And then if there's too many kids, you're like, just get off of her. Like, stop. Are you bragging that you have 12 little stickers?
What job do you have?
Right.
How do you afford?
If you have, that's a good point. If you have more than 5 kids on there, you should qualify for a handicap space.
For sure.
Because you don't walk the same anymore.
But all bumper stickers, because it's all for external use, right?
Right.
So like you like the Tennessee Volunteers? Great. I don't need to know that information. It doesn't help me at all. Like or even and the ones.
Remember Calvin peeing on the Raiders?
Yeah,
God.
Oh man, he's an equal
everything.
opportunist.
He pees on everything.
Calvin just be peeing on
Calvin's
so many
got
things.
A problem. A urinary tract infection.
The problem is, the thing that sucks about that is more people have seen Calvin peeing on things than have read Calvin and Hobbes. Calvin and Hobbes is brilliant. It's like the best comic strip of all time, and more people just know Calvin as the guy who pees on the 49ers logo.
Yeah, why wasn't it Dennis the Menace? He's already a menace. That seems to be on his brand. And
somehow they got around copyright on that. I can't remember. I read the story one time, and the guy who made Calvin is like, please stop making fucking stickers of my character peeing on things.
How did that even start?
Calvin and Hobbes
I can't remember. I read it once, can't remember.
Calvin and Hobbes is the polio vaccine of cartoon characters, where he didn't trademark it because he wanted to do a nice thing for the world, and then we screwed it up by making it Calvin
pee on things. Oh man.
Well, and look, my child is
I was just gonna say that.
Like that one again. I don't need it. I guess
nobody does.
Right, but then the answer to that is like, my kid could beat up your honor kid. Not funny. I don't care.
That's worse.
No, so stupid. So stupid.
10,000 times.
I get less mad at the my child is an honor roll student or whatever thing, because it makes the kid feel proud, right? It's like, the kid is like, my mommy's proud of me or whatever. But
I'm not putting shit on my car because you're on honor roll.
That's the thing. And
I'm so proud.
You can let your kid know that they're proud of you without putting it on your fucking car.
Well, and how
post it
long?
on Facebook if you need.
To what end? To what end? Well, they're graduated college and you still have the sticker on your car.
In the 4th grade, they were on the honor roll one time. Great.
Cool.
My dad has my son is the operations coordinator for a radio station sticker on the back of his car. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
My mom doesn't know what I do for work, but either way.
My son hosts a fun but not very successul podcast.
My daughter has a job, I think. I don't know.
Dusty, what do your parents have on their car?
Oh man, so much stuff. So cool.
They probably drive such badass cars.
Yeah. My dad I have a kid that lives in another state probably that I never see.
I might remember my son's name.
Yeah. That one really warms the cockles of my heart.
For some reason, your mom still has my son manages a movie store sticker on her car.
We haven't been in contact lately, so it's been tough to update.
Yeah. My dad's sticker says, "I don't know what my kids are up to."
I'm sure my daughter's alive. Yeah, I'm sure my daughter's still alive.
My dad says I'm willfully ignorant of what. Also this week, so far so good. Knock on wood, but my internet has been a little bit wonky. It's trying to watch the Iron Claw last night with my wife, and it kept stopping every 20 minutes. Yeah. and we had to like reboot the internet. But this is after the internet company sent us an email about how much faster and more reliable our internet is supposed to be.
They're gaslighting you, bro. You're getting gaslit by the internet company.
They called their shot and struck out. That's like
true.
I wouldn't have been mad. The audacity, the pure audacity.
Hey, by the way, you're gonna fucking like your
You're gonna like the way you look. We guarantee it.
We
guarantee that shit.
There's gonna be you're gonna be able to stream so many things. You're gonna be amazed at how fast this shit comes up. No.
Nope. Not one thing.
Shit skis.
No. I had to restart.
That's why you never see like my son works for Spectrum on somebody's car.
Yeah.
They get a bunch of fucking Rotten Tomatoes thrown at their cars.
My son's an Xfinity person.
Do you guys ever see or notice that one, like some of your apps like don't work as well as the other apps? Like on my main TV, Disney Plus always skips. Nothing else skips on my main TV, but Disney Plus skips all the time.
Somebody told me that Disney like built a shitty app, like they something
Disney.
like, and this could be completely untrue. I can't even remember who told me.
Trying to watch the Eras tour.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's like it's
the fledgling Disney
bro.
company.
Yeah, they don't. It's small budget. This is small budget.
Yeah, but somebody said something about like they contracted with some bullshit company and made a bad app or something. But yeah, I heard that because it's the same thing with the ESPN app. Disney owns ESPN. There's some fucking problems with that app. That's where now I remember where.
Does Disney work with Hulu? Don't they work with Hulu?
Yes.
Hulu skips too. Oh, this fucking Disney.
Yeah, they built some bullshit.
We've drilled down to the bottom of it.
Wow.
Okay,
Let's kill him. Let's kill him.
I'm gonna write a very strongly worded letter.
Yeah.
To Disney / Hulu.
Dear Mouse.
Dear Mickey, fuck you. Make your app work. I have Sling TV, so that I can it's good for sports, and then I can watch AEW wrestling, and HGTV.
All Friends Wrestling.
Yeah, so
that's all you need.
It's got everything. But whenever I try to watch the DVR of the wrestling show using my Xbox, for some reason lately it just won't play. But then
cool.
if I use, great, I paid for it, so happy.
That's fun. Fun for you.
But if I use just my TV, because I have a smart TV, no big deal. It will if I go to Sling.
Not bragging.
Yeah. Look, it's just
very expensive.
Imagine not having a smart TV in 2024.
Look,
I still got rabbit ears, dog.
Cable box.
No, the problem is they screwed us because they went away from the rabbit ears, which was perfect technology that worked for 50 years.
Depends, bro. Depends, because I was throwing some fucking foil on that shit.
You have to pose at like a certain pose.
Yeah.
Nobody move.
It was a little fun.
My cat to it because I feel like the conductivity works a little bit better.
But on the TV, on the smart TV, Sling works fine. So I don't know what the issue is.
Well, yeah, and there's certain devices I've always had issues with smart TV apps. I feel like
you
smart
also
TVs
have a smart TV?
I do too. You're not that special.
Listen, it's not the same anymore. It's not the same anymore. I can't hold up the facade anymore, but I used to be made of money. Okay, so if you see this thing right here, I paid for that straight cash. I was in an argument with a guy who worked there named Johannes. It's a very long story. It's a very funny story, but I'm not going to tell it today.
Yeah.
And he was the long story short. He was like, "You can't afford this TV, can you?" And I said, "Swipe the card."
So you got it out of spite, is what you're saying.
What a
I
bold!
bought that TV.
Cool. That seems like the opposite of what Johannes's corporation would want him to do, which is neg you. Well, or he was right; he negged you into buying the TV.
Johannes was a massive dickhead, and it was great.
Yeah, I mean, it works. It works on girls. Might as well
Yeah, he must have been watching. He must have been watching The Pickup Artist.
Yeah, he's a pua. Yeah. He had goggles on his head. So I got the TV. Johannes was a dick the whole time, and it was great. Afterwards, it was great. At the time, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
They loaded the TV into my car. My TV smelled like weed like crazy. I mean, my car smelled like weed like crazy because I smoked on the way up there, and the people loading it in the car were like, "It smells like fucking weed in this car." Then I left, and there was a pixel out on the TV. I had to take it back. Guess who was there to receive it?
Johannes.
Fucking Johannes.
Yeah.
And he
Fucking
goes,
Johannes.
I was sat in a chair like I was getting interrogated, and he's like, "Did you do this to this TV?" And I went, "Fucking Johannes, no, I did not do this to this
Fucking
TV."
Johannes.
Anyway.
When I bought my TV, I had the cash for it, and then the Target people were like, "Do you want to apply for a Target card?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess." And then they were like, "Well, you have like a $300 limit." And I was like, "Well, I'm gonna go ahead and throw $300 on that Target card."
Cool.
let's
Max that bitch out.
Yeah. Let's. You're telling me I could get it for some free money today?
Awesome.
Fantastic. Yeah.
I love free money.
Yeah. You'll have to pay that back. I probably won't.
That's future Dusty's problem.
I don't have to pay it back. Certainly.
I probably should pay it back.
Yeah.
That was Johannes was like, I told him late that I wanted to finance, and he got really mad. And then this is because I didn't have a credit card at the time, so he's like, and it got declined because you don't have any credit. and that's when he looked at me and goes, you can't afford this TV, can you?
No.
This guy seems like a dick.
Yeah, I love him. I'd love to find out what was. I've tried to look him up before. This guy got in my head.
Yeah, clearly.
He was in your kitchen. That's your nemesis.
You still remember his name. Like, clearly he got in your head.
You don't forget a name like Johannes, especially when we had such a situation.
My smart TV keeps giving me an error code that says it's out of memory, which I feel like that shouldn't be my problem. Smart TV, like, shouldn't I have the ability to download? I don't have that many apps on it.
Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to do? Get an external hard drive for my smart TV?
Yeah,
or you're gonna have to start Sophie's Choice in your apps.
Yeah, but that's some bullshit, because like the whole point is that you download the apps through the TV. You don't have to worry about an external thing,
right?
Yeah,
except when you do. Apparently,
how many fucking apps?
I don't have that many. I don't have that many. I swear, I feel like I have a normal amount of apps, and my TV's like, hold the fuck up.
Your daughter's just like putting Fortnite on there and shit.
Probably
Crunchyroll, all sorts of.
It's crazy. Like, I feel like I just have like the normal apps for a human being living their life, and my smart TV is like, that's too many.
You
gotta decide.
Have you considered reading? The smart TV says on the screen.
When I bought my TV, you've been to my old apartment, Andrew. It was like I lived in a studio.
Oh, good times.
What a time. The mouse chairs.
the mouse chairs.
Yeah.
I forgot about the mouse chairs. Yeah. All right.
So I got the TV, which was a huge upgrade from like the 30-inch TV I used to have. That was like a box TV. It was like one of the last that weighs 10,000 pounds for some reason.
Hell
oh my gosh, I forgot about those.
Impossible to move. The last time I moved it, I think I gave it to the church I was going to at the time, and they're like, "Well, we're not sure if we need this." And I was like, "Look, this stays here. I'm moving it to right here, and whatever you do with it, whatever you do out with it."
This TV for the final time.
Yeah, this is the very last time. When I got the new TV, I think I was debating between like a 60-inch TV and a 65-inch TV, and I went with the 60-inch TV, and I got it to my house, and I set it up, and I was like, "Oh no, this might be too big of a TV." And I was like really worried about it, because I was like, good thing I didn't go. But now it looks normal to, because everything over time, it was just such a big upgrade from the previous TV I had. I was like, people can watch TVs this big?
I think it's lighting up your room.
Yeah, it takes up the whole house.
It's like a goldfish bowl situation. You just needed to get a bigger bowl, and your TV fit it. You know what I mean? So that's okay.
Those are the hard stances I take. When we moved into this house that we live in now, I was like, "Hey, I'm never moving again." Just so you know, I will never. The next time I move will be to the cemetery that I lay in forever.
So do you mean that you don't physically move, or like next time you move, you hire movers?
No. I don't ever want to move again, because we're only going to accumulate more stuff, and then we have to move more stuff. But in the unforeseen situation where we have to move, I am definitely hiring people. Yeah,
we're getting too old. You know what I mean? Like, we're getting too old to like, hey, you want to come help me move for a pack of beer? It's not going to happen. So we have to do it ourselves. I'm saying this because I'm moving in like 2 weeks, and I'm not looking forward to it. No. I'm not stoked at all. So, and the next, after this time, sweepy declaration: I'm hiring movers. I'm never doing it myself again. I'm not doing it. I'm not.
She's gonna say, we're gonna have a podcast after the next time. She's gonna be like, after this fucking time, I won't pay for him.
Well,
next time.
I've moved a ton in my life, and whenever I was single,
my life,
and I moved, it was pretty okay because I was only one person, so I'd only accumulated one person's worth of stuff. Even if I had a lot of stuff, it was still only one person's stuff. But then we moved the last time, and now I'm married, and there are kids, and so now it's 4 people's stuff.
Yeah, it's too much stuff.
That's too much stuff to have to move. And I imagine we're only going to have more stuff.
Yeah, so that's how that works.
I would rather die than move again. I hate moving. That's ultimately where I've come down.
Dusty's gonna do like the toddler tantrum where he just holds his breath and he like.
Yeah. Not doing it.
I'm not doing it.
No.
He's gonna sell his house and then refuse to leave.
Yeah. He's gonna be a squatter.
I thought for sure I blew my knee out last time. Whenever we moved, it was like after one day of moving, when not everything got moved, I was like, my knee's destroyed. Like I
You're like, well, I'm out.
I don't know. I don't know what you want me to do. Yeah.
The worst part about me moving last time I moved was just driving my cat an hour on the highway.
Did he meow the whole time?
He started panting like a dog.
Oh.
He was stressed out and he wanted out. And I keep hearing these people, like I know people who have cats that'll sit in the car when they drive. They can take them to the park and shit. And I've never had a cat that like as soon as they got in the car didn't turn into an absolute fever demon and try to break out.
I think the cat's feeding off your energy, dude.
Dude, it's got to be something. I'm going, it's okay, buddy. It's okay. We're fine.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it's not fucking
I'm
okay.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die.
I don't think you understand.
I've only been in this thing when bad stuff happens to me.
Yeah, so, that might be it.
Yeah.
I took him outside and held him outside yesterday, and he wanted to fucking jump out of my hands and run away. I almost let him.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, you're this close.
Yeah.
Fine.
You know what? You don't have to deal with me. I don't have to deal with you. That's why that might be a good arrangement we'll have going there.
We have 3 cats, and 2 of the cats when we moved were fine. They weren't stoked about being in the containers, but they were mostly fine. And then 1 cat just became a hellacious demon.
Aww.
Like it was impossible, like to get her into the carrier. And then the whole time she was in the carrier, she was like thrashing around in the carrier. And we're in a U-Haul van, and the U-Haul van is not like spacious at all,
or like a smooth ride.
Right. So I'm trying to like hold the cat and make sure it doesn't thrash all over the place while we're in this like U-Haul van that sucks anyway. It sucks in the most optimal situation. So
for humans, it sucks.
Yeah. And then for like 3 days, she was just like, anytime anything, one of the other cats or one of us got around her, she was just like, get the fuck away from me. And
I remember.
But she's the most like tempered cat. Otherwise, she's fine. Like
it's crazy how cats are like. That's probably like the only flaw with cats is that you can't take them out of their environment, right? For the most part, like. Yeah. But also, like, I don't know. Maybe that makes them like likable and lovable. Is that they're different? But my cat, I took him to the vet. I dropped him off, and I picked him up, and the people come up to the front and they're like, can you come back and try and get him out of the cage? He's being spicy. It's like, oh no. And I went back there and he was like full feral cat. He didn't recognize me. He didn't recognize any, like, he was
back in the streets.
He was back in the streets and he was like fighting for his life in this cage.
Well, you're the one who took him to the vet.
I said I'd never go back. I said I'd never go back. Yeah. Fuck this, man.
It was like full on prison cat situation. And as soon as I got him back in the house, we're good. We're homies. But in the vet, you fucking did this to me and you're going to pay is what I got from him.
Yeah, I've had cats where it's like the saddest thing in the world, looking you in the eyes like fucking help me when you get to the vet. And I've also had cats where it's like they don't know who you are. They're just in their own mind.
Yeah, their eyes go black.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want because I want to be able to take like we don't live in a society where this is normal, so I can't do this because you'd be weird anyway. But like, I'd love to walk my cat down the street and
I
like
say
take
we
them to the park.
normalize walking cats. What's the big deal?
Dude,
That'd be cool.
It looks weird. I was gonna say that.
It only looks weird. Imagine the first time you saw somebody walking a dog.
It's so curly mustache.
100 million years ago.
Yeah.
It is the hipsteriest shit that's ever existed.
But that's
you're walking to the craft beer store to buy some mustache wax, and you're gonna go to a lecture on how to roll your pants up properly at the bottom.
That's people with birds. People with birds are that way to me.
Oh, don't get me started on people with birds.
I hate birds so much.
Dog, cat, fish. That's pretty much it.
Not even fish.
Dog, cat.
Not even
dog,
fish.
Cat. So don't have a fish.
No fishes.
You have a painting that thinks that can't move, that can't leave.
Yeah. That's expensive. That's expensive.
A sentient decoration for your house that just lives so you could look at it every once in a while and go, and then go about your day.
I like fish.
I don't care.
Yeah.
You can put
that's my bumper sticker. I'm gonna get a I like fish regular spelling and I like fish the band to really confuse people.
Which one's worse? Fuck, I'm trying to think what's worse.
You could get a screen
liking fish or liking fish.
Or Swedish fish.
Swedish fish are dope. I like Swedish fish.
Okay, all right, we all agree.
But like you just if you have a fish, you have a prisoner.
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing as a lizard.
If you have a cat, you have a lizard, you prisoner.
Nah.
That's a friend.
No.
That's a friend prisoner.
But at least they interact with you as I was gonna say you could just put a screensaver on your TV, accomplish the same thing. Much cheaper.
Just get a picture of a fish. It's the same thing as having a fish.
The chaos of a real. This is fish ignorance. This is from people who don't know.
He doesn't like you, Dusty.
I don't care. The cat probably doesn't really like me.
Cat
at least you can form a bond with a cat. I researched it yesterday to find out why my cat's such a fucking asshole. You can form a bond with a cat. Yeah. You can't form a bond with a fish. A fish forgets you. You're just a thing on his wall, which is the outside.
Yeah, a scary giant thing.
Yeah.
Looking at it.
I wish that thing would go away.
Why is this guy staring at me?
Me and my fish were homies. You don't know.
Try petting your fish.
Your fish is glad it's dead, Dusty. And it wished you were. It wished you would have died first.
I used to. We had fish, so maybe my affinity for fish. Well, he better not hope I died first, because then that motherfucker wouldn't have never got fed.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, so jokes on him.
It would have been worth it. You would have died going, at least that motherfucker's gone.
I grew up in apartments, and I guess maybe it's not in vogue now, but back in the day, having a fish was like a thing that you could do without as a pet deposit or as much of a pet deposit, right? Yeah, so that's why I always had fish. So I like fish, but we had at one point an open fish tank. We had
What's
two.
That
fish.
mean?
It was like,
Is it normally not?
It's just a puddle. It's just a puddle
on the ground.
No, it's like it's a regular fish tank. It just doesn't have a top, so you can like.
Swim in there? Or?
Yeah.
Like
you put shit in there with it.
You can put your finger in there and pet it a little bit. And the fish is like, oh, thank you, sir. Thank you for petting me today.
And we had two fish. And I don't know that they were a boy and a girl, but I created this in my own mind that they were like a married couple fish, right? Because one of the fish would always jump out of the fish tank. And I'd find him on the ground, and I'd be like,
"He's trying to kill himself."
Well, I was like, "Bro, you can't be out here. This is the
He's very
opposite."
Depressed.
He's like, "Leave me, no, leave me." Fuck you.
So I always thought it would be like maybe him and his wife are having some kind of argument, and he's like, "I'm gonna jump out of this goddamn tank if you don't."
Or maybe he's tired of some giant staring at him 24/7. Imagine living your life and a giant person coming and just staring through your window as you live your life. How would you feel?
What's the fish gonna do alternatively? It's not like I took him from the ocean.
He's gonna be in the ocean.
No, he's not. He's gonna be dead.
Brian Regan has that great bit about having a bird as a pet. He's like, he's being the bird. He's like, I was given the gift of flight.
Yeah,
that's fish, dog. They could be in a giant ocean, you know. I understand they were bred and like they're in a PetSmart and shit.
They'd probably die in the ocean, but it's fine.
Even beyond the ethics, it's like he doesn't like you. You pretend to like him. You can't like fish, dog.
Don't pretend to know how I feel. I liked my fish.
Don't put words in his mouth.
Yeah.
What was your favorite thing about your fish? His personality.
They were cool.
The fact that he tried to kill himself every once in a
No,
while.
I mean not.
Trying to kill himself.
Like Bukowski. I got a little Kurt Cobain fish.
Trying to end it all.
Yeah. Well, not not Ernest. Ernest the fish. He had a problem, but
He went to jail.
Yeah.
He went to jail. He went to Africa. He went to school.
Yeah. Talked about a lot of adventures. He was probably ready to settle down into a bowl.
Ernest and Vern should have been your fish.
Yeah. No, it was Phyllis and Oliver were the name of my fish, because I thought that's like a good old married couple name.
Phyllis is a great name. I like it.
Yeah.
I approve of that name.
So,
Oliver's not bad. You could have done better.
I just realized once I heard their names, I realized I'm shitting on like a precious memory.
Yeah, Oliver the fish. He was. I mean, he was sad, but he was cool.
He was chronically depressed.
Yeah.
Actually,
He was chronically
He was having
depressed.
problems.
You sprinkle a little bit of fish food and a little bit of flakes of Xanax in there for
Yeah.
him, so he doesn't want to fucking
fish
off himself.
Xanax.
Well, and then we had a pond for a while that had some like koi fish in it. That was also cool. But we got a cat. But the cat we had got, Whitney the cat,
Fuck yeah, Whitney.
was a big ass
Whitney's
white.
a bitch name.
Well,
Listen.
we didn't name the cat.
It's mean.
Do you guys know Whitney's?
Whitney Cummings.
Except for no, in your person. Never mind.
I do know a
Say-
Whitney. Yeah.
I don't know any Whitneys actually.
She's a bitch, isn't she?
Well, I feel like I don't feel like I like that generalization, but if that's what you want to say,
Yeah.
What if I said Kai is a cool person name?
that's accurate.
So we're on board with the generalization.
Maybe just don't say. You know how I feel about bitch in a negative term. You know how I feel about it.
I called Kai a clam in front of our new general
In front
manager
of
the other
our
day.
boss,
That was great.
essentially, and I
She
was
got
like, and I went full mom
very mad
mode,
at
and
me.
I said, Andrew Idell.
She got very mad at me. I just laughed.
Yeah. New general manager, dude or lady?
Dude.
I wouldn't do it in front of a lady.
Well, I don't know.
then-
You're a maniac.
Listen,
Why would you do it at all?
Yeah, and this bird
No
you cannot tame.
shit.
You know what I mean?
Like, why would you do that at all? Is the main
Yeah.
question.
If I leave here tomorrow,
my eyes got huge, and I just went like, "Are you okay?"
I can't remember what I said first. It wasn't as bad. It was abroad. I was like, "You're abroad." I was like, "You're a clam."
Yeah. That's so Whitney the cat had been an indoor cat her whole life. She had been declawed by the people that owned her before, which is not something that I advocate.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
And she was like, she had never been outside. She was like super bummed. And so we adopted the cat because their owners were moving or something. And we would let her in the backyard. And then I would go out there. And one time I went out there and she had taken one of the fish out of the pond and like flopped it onto the sidewalk. But then she didn't really know what to do with it. So it was just sitting there like slowly dying. And I was like, hey.
Whitney's just sitting like a cat on her butt.
Yeah,
with
she's
her-
just
with her
watching
hands
it.
in front of her.
Like,
Watching it
yeah.
die.
Whitney sounds like kind of a bitch.
Yeah. And I was like,
What'd I say?
I was
What'd I
like,
say?
but this is provable action. It's not a generalization. See? That particular Whitney.
We can generally say Whitney the cat was a bitch.
Right.
I'll
Whitney
give
the
you
cat
that.
was a bitch.
Well, I remember, I'm trying to talk to the cat, be like, look, if you ate the fish, I would not be stoked, but at least you'd be doing something. Like you're just ruining this fish's day, and like then I got to throw him back.
Traumatizing it.
Yeah, I got to throw him back into the pond.
But little did you know the fish was going, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for
No,
trying
he
to
was
get
in a
out of here.
pond.
Thank
Was it
you
Oliver?
for freeing me.
No,
from
this
coil.
was before Oliver.
Oh,
This
because
is,
maybe he was happy about it.
It was Coy Leray, huh?
Yeah. The
Never mind.
the other thing about Whitney
Coy
the
George.
Yeah, there you
Coy
go.
George.
That was better.
That one do it for
That was
you?
better.
The other thing about Whitney the cat, which is still a thing that I do to this day, which was very always made me laugh, was if she didn't like the food that we fed her, she would stick her tongue out like ever so slightly and then shake her head back and forth with her eyes closed. She'd just go, and it was like the best thing in the world.
She does not approve.
No. And
If you don't watch us on YouTube,
Yeah,
go
do
to
it for
YouTube
that,
and watch
for sure.
Dusty
Yeah.
do that. That was
Yeah.
100% worth it.
but my mom was like, she wasn't having it. So I'd be like, I don't think the cat likes the food. And she was like, well, eventually she'll get hungry enough. She'll eat that food. And I was like,
and did she?
She did. My
You're
mom
like,
was
you're like, Mom, we should buy a different food. And she's like, bitch, we live in a trash can.
Yeah. You're like, we can't even buy ourselves different food. We're not buying different food for the goddamn cat.
That's such a mom statement. Like, I feel like Austin, if she goes like, I don't want this food, I'm like, well, I guess you're not eating dinner because that's what we're having.
Do it have calories?
There's a very funny Bill Burr bit where he's talking about how whenever he was a kid, if you didn't finish your supper on Saturday, his brother didn't finish his supper one time because it was like some kind of really hard to eat steak, and on Sunday his mom would go all out with like waffles and all sorts of stuff, but his brother wasn't allowed to eat the waffles and stuff because he had to eat his leftover dinner from the night before. And he was like, well, when I finish my dinner, can I have a waffle? And his mom goes, no. And he goes, oh, I hate you, Mom. And he said his dad, without looking up, picked up a glass of milk and just threw it in his brother's face.
I love it.
Completely
we need more milk throwing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it doesn't really hurt. It doesn't really hurt.
Was it also Bill Burr that had the bit where he was talking to a kid and the kid was like being mean to him, so he just poured a little water on his head?
Yeah, and the kid freaked out. Yeah.
All right, Bill Burr. I see you.
I was gonna ask you, Andrew. I know it's my responsibility on the podcast in general to let you know about movie trends that I see happening or movie things that are happening because you like movies, but you're not plugged in necessarily the same way. Are you aware that there are 2 Devil Baby movies coming out like 3 weeks apart from each other?
We have ideas in chunks, dog. It's like there was the era of the daughter movie. There's the Devil Baby movie. There's the things that are cussing that shouldn't be cussing movies. There's like,
asteroid movie, volcano
movies.
Yeah,
volcano. I don't want to close my eyes.
Well, no, Dante's Peak.
That was Boss though.
Yeah. Dante's Peak and the movie Volcano came out the same year.
I know.
Both about volcanoes.
How does that happen? Because there was that No Strings Attached and Friends with Benefits that came out with like in the same year too.
Yeah.
I think they find out about each other and they realize that one might like kind of pseudo promote the other by their connected existence, right? So like if there's also those B studios that make like shitty versions of the big movies that are out.
Snakes on a Train.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jacob is screaming at his receiver right now.
That is Asylum is the name of that studio, and they just make sound-alike movies. And I saw a guy who worked for Asylum one time say it's because your DVR will record our sound-alike movie, and then it looks like it's being promoted. So like
That's
Transmorphers. Sounds enough like Transformers that people will do it.
But those ones, the ones that Dusty and I said are both like major motion pictures under big studios. It's just weird how those like can both happen simultaneously.
Once again, Jacob probably screaming, but I also do think they do it kind of on purpose because they, like, I think they do think that they kind of promote each other by existing.
I think you're also kind of right, which is the idea that like a studio will hear, oh, another studio's doing this style of movie, and then it's like, oh, we want to get to market first, so we'll do this style of movie. We've got to have a script that we can make into a volcano movie or whatever, or because movie making is so weird, like the amount of time that something can sit before it gets made means that like at the same time, through no fault of anybody, 2 asteroid movies come out the same summer, volcano
movies.
Yeah, or like
2 Firefest documentaries within like 2 months of each other.
Right.
Well, and then there's ones that like they aren't similar, but for some reason they stick in my brain. Like Crazy Stupid Love and Love and Other Drugs are both movies that came out at the same time that have the same name almost.
Yeah.
It's very confusing. But the plots of them are wildly different. But there's so opening this weekend is a movie called Immaculate, where Sydney Sweeney plays a nun who goes to Italy, I think, to get.
Who cares?
Yeah, to learn about. Andrew's not going to watch. She's dressed as a nun. She's covered up. He doesn't want to see it.
I guarantee. I haven't seen. Guarantee. What's the movie rated?
It's rated R. It's a horror movie.
She shows her boobs in that.
Yeah. So
100% she shows her boobs in that movie.
So
and listen, you're shaking your head like I'm the perp. Look it up. Bet it happens.
She goes,
if it happens, I vindicate it.
She goes to Italy to learn like old nun ways, and then boom, Antichrist.
Boom.
Yeah. Boom. The titty Christ.
Yeah.
That's what it should be called because she's for sure shows her boobs in that movie.
And then in like 2 weeks, The First Omen comes out, which is a prequel to the movie The Omen, which is also about the Antichrist. And that movie, the trailer has been pretty effective. It looks pretty spooky. I don't know that I'll go see The First Omen, but it's like just like
I didn't even see The First Omen.
Right. I didn't see The First Omen. I didn't see The Last Omen.
This 12th Omen, probably. There's how many are there now? You know,
there's like 4 or 5, I think. But it's
Sydney Sweeney's. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, Dusty got attacked by his internet company again.
Yeah.
I was gonna say actually, Sydney Sweeney's has gotten pretty decent reviews.
Yeah, it's got pretty good reviews. But it's just bizarre because I hadn't heard anything about the Immaculate movie, and then it just showed up as something that was coming out, and then I was like, oh, what's this? Oh, Demon Baby. Oh, yeah, your classic Demon Baby.
Speaking of horror movies, have you heard of the new movie that's coming out called Late Night with the Devil? Because it's getting excellent reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm very excited about it.
I want to see it, but it's only playing at like stupid times in the town.
I bet you $10 it's not even playing in Bakersfield. Like I'm not even gonna be able to watch it, but it looks good.
Yeah,
it's at Valley Plaza and Edwards.
Is that Edwards?
Yes. I could hit a golf ball to Edwards right here by my house.
Let's go watch it right now.
So,
it's a showtime at 10.
Yeah, there's only like a showing at like 9:50 or something here, so hopefully I'll be able to catch it.
It's
sitting at like 96% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Yeah, it looks super spooky. So
sure does.
I'll read you want me to read the premise real quick?
Yeah.
Yes.
Jack Delroy is the host of a fictional 1970s variety and late night talk show. I already like this. Titled Night Owls with Jack Delroy. In the show's 6th season, broadcast on Halloween 1977, havoc unfolds when Delroy interviews a parapsychologist and the subject of her recent book, a young teenager who was the sole survivor of a satanic church's mass suicide, as well as a clairvoyant and skeptic. Holy shit, that sounds like a really cool movie.
Yeah, it all takes place like within the confines of this late night show, so it's not. I think it's all on the set.
Yeah, it's like a found footage movie.
Yeah, so but like more like not found like footage, like a recording, like Blair Witch Project, but more like studio recording found footage.
Yeah, it's like the movie VHS, sort of, where they like find a bunch of VHSs and then they play them, but then that's the little part of that movie.
Yeah,
but it's got the guy from The Dark Knight.
I was just gonna say that, and like, good for him. I feel like I've never seen him in a starring role, like the number one person on the movie before. So I'm excited for him to get his day.
That's what that guy's from.
He's a crazy guy in Dark Knight.
He's got a crazy guy face.
Yeah, he does.
He's the crazy guy in a lot of stuff.
He is.
He's the guy who shoots the mayor in Dark Knight.
Yeah. He's in other things too, but he's always like a very small consequential. There we go.
Yeah.
Role.
Do any of you know his name?
It's 2 D's. Something.
You're talking about Sidney Sweeney again.
Dudley, Dusty, Dudley.
Dudley Do-Right.
Yep.
It's David Dastmalchian.
Yeah.
Dastmalchian.
Yes, that's what I said. David Dastmalchian.
I think you heard me.
It's a fucked up.
Did I stutter?
Have a stage name. Like there's guys with normal names that don't have a stage name, and then there's guys with David Dastmalchian. Like that might be the reason he's not a fucking leading man right now.
Yeah.
That and his crazy face.
Got a crazy face, crazy eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it looks really good. It looks cool, and also kind of Demon Baby. Not Demon Baby, but Demon
Child.
Girl. Yeah.
Yep.
I like the idea that there's a clairvoyant and a skeptic. Like,
Yeah.
In within the whole thing. It sounds like a really cool.
And
movie.
it's all about like media and ratings too. So it's like brings in like I think the concept of like let's keep rolling because this is going to get really good ratings and
he's
kind of a different deliverable than like a classic horror movie.
Yeah, the show is like petering off, like people aren't watching, so he's he's trying to pull like a ratings tactic by having this girl on. So I've read that it's sort of Blair Witch meets Network, and I know how much you love Network. So
Network. I don't know if you've seen that, Kai, but it literally might be my favorite.
It's one of the best
Network.
movies ever.
Like Social Network.
It's
just
called Network.
Network.
It's about a basically it's about a news station it's almost like the first news station that finds out that sensationalism sells. It's from, is it like the 70s, Dusty?
Yeah.
Or the 80s?
It's 77, I think, is when that
It's, I'm mad as hell, and I'm
not going to take it anymore.
I'm not going to take it anymore. It's like a meme. It's where that came from.
I'm not good at memes.
So,
I had to watch it for my journalism class or something, but it was like such a good movie. My good friend Ned Beatty almost won a supporting actor Oscar for this movie.
Good for you, Ned
And
Beatty.
he was in it for like 5 minutes.
Hey.
And he gave a monologue that he learned that day and almost won a goddamn Oscar. So
it's 91.
Watch Network.
It's 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's directed by Sidney Lumet, who's a really famous director. It's essentially this newscaster goes off script. And is like,
he kind of like loses his mind and starts being crazy guy on the air.
And he starts, really, really spitting the truth, and then everybody's like, "That's so great! That fucking rules!" And then they're like, "Do it again," and then they're like, "We'll do it again," and then it becomes this whole sort of commentary on like how you commercialize and how you like homogenize these radical ideas,
scandal
to make them. To make them palatable or to make them a show. And so
and some of it the guy's saying really cool true stuff, and some of it you're like they're just exploiting this guy who's having a nervous mental breakdown because it's helping their ratings.
Been there. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, 100%.
Right now, that's what's happening.
That's the only reason I'm successful on the radio. But I'm not. But watch Network. Network is the shit. So like if this is anything similar to Network,
I'm excited
and I can
about
see
it.
why they would. I can see why they said that. And for some reason I can't share my screen. It says one of you guys are currently sharing your screen, which happened with Jacob last week. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but I wanted the poster that they did for this is a very clear homage to like the classic 1970s movie posters. Even with the font and like it makes me want to see the movie even more.
It's supposed to be like the 70s late night kind of like that whole era. So I'm excited about it. I think it'll be good.
It's supposed to be a throwback.
I really want to see this.
Andrew's going to see a movie we tell him to watch. That's write that down.
He might come around.
This movie looks great.
Yeah. So this week, one of the reasons Kai is on is because we wanted to have a third person to help us in this particular eliminator.
We needed a broad. We needed a female.
That's a thing for you to say. That's not a thing that I'm.
I'm not going to say the C word.
Dusty, you could say broad. It's okay.
I
Just
could.
don't say the other
but
one.
I won't. I could, but I won't. So between the three of us, we came up with 8 artists.
What's up, face?
And better than ever.
I'm an ass man.
Look,
we need an intro song for you.
Don't worry about it. I'm not doing it again.
That's the best way to come back. I'm back.
I'll do it. I'll do it this time.
You figure it out. God damn it!
You sons of bitches. Hey, we didn't fuck your internet, bro.
No, it's not your. It's not you. I just
bomb the Xfinity.
The
building.
Xfinity tower. All right. Right to it. Number 1 seed, Beyonce. She has the,
I can cut this though.
Wait. Was this all a tactic to get me off my game? Because I don't appreciate it.
I've got a lot of stuff.
Oh no!
Welcome to March Madness, everybody. We are doing the female pop songs edition. We've done this 4 fucking times because Dusty's computer keeps going out.
I'm back.
Dusty, why don't you give us the matchups for this female pop stars edition?
Are we sure we want to give it to him to do that?
I'll do the very best I can.
Before I play the stinger again.
Okay. So in the first round, we got the number 1 seed Beyonce. Luckily, so the Bayhive doesn't come after us. With the song "Halo" taking on Mariah Carey, "We Belong Together," number 8 seed. Number 2 seed Taylor Swift, song "Cruel Summer," is taking on "When the Party's Over," 7th seed by Billie Eilish. Britney Spears' "Toxic," 3 seed, is taking on Olivia Rodriguez's "Driver's License" at the 6th spot.
Rodrigo.
No, whatever. Sorry, Olivia
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo.
Benny the Jet.
Yeah. And then final matchup of round 1, number 4 seed Adele, "Someone Like You," taking on number 5 seed Lady Gaga, "Poker Face."
Yeah.
Am I still here?
Yeah, you are still there. You made it.
Hey.
So I'd like to just formally put this under protest because I do believe Rihanna should be in here instead of Adele. That's all I want to say. We can discuss if you want.
Yeah. Why do you think Rihanna should be here instead of Adele?
Because I feel like Rihanna has first of all has had more longevity than Adele. Rihanna, the Umbrella came out when I was like 19, and she just did the Super Bowl halftime show. Adele she's pop, but she's if you look at the people that we put on here, right? All of the artists that we have, one of these things is not like the other, and I feel like that one thing is Adele sings different music than all the rest of these other songs. It's not like it's worse. I personally don't love Adele's music. Her voice is amazing, but I don't listen to her music. But it is different than everything else that's on there, and I think Rihanna is a lot more similar to the rest of them.
I would say Billie Eilish is more different than Adele is to the others.
I'd say Billie is, well, and that's just a matter of opinion then, because I would say Billie is closer to the rest of them, but also sticks out a little bit as somebody who's not similar to the rest of them. So,
yeah,
agree to disagree.
I think it's a little of the moment, plus a little like legacy picks. Like, I don't know Rihanna, and this is a personal failing perhaps, but I don't know Rihanna as well as I know Adele. It feels like Adele goes away of her own sort of volition. Like she might not be as prolific, but like every time she drops the new hot song, like it blows up to 1,000,000%. You know, like I was thinking like older, you know, like I don't know that Whitney Houston shouldn't be on this fucking list of pop stars, or Shania Twain or whoever, because like, you know, but there's only 8 spots, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think Adele is worthy of being considered one of the top pop stars. I mean, her music is definitely different. It has kind of more of an old school feel to it, but it's still really relevant in terms of, especially like emotional pop songs, modern pop songs. I think she's one of like the top of her game. So she's worth considering for sure.
She to me is the pop, the like more mainstream Celine Dion pick. Like she gets the Celine Dion slot because they seem very similar to me in terms of like it's operatic sort of
a diva
power singing, you know. And I think, you know, again, with any of these, like you could slot a ton of different people in. I think it's an interesting mix. Like a bunch of these songs I had never listened to before, which again is a failing on my own part. But
because you hate women, or
nailed it.
Yeah.
No, it just
he doesn't necessarily hate them. He just thinks they make bad art.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine though.
No, it's just like now I have to be the dude who's like, no, I like lady singers.
Great.
Yeah. Some of my favorites. No, I
love girls.
Yeah,
I love Lena Dunham.
He's like, Dusty's like, I have women friends. I have a woman friend.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite cats are girls.
I'll introduce. I'll go get her right now. I'll prove it. I know a lady. No, I think it's like it was big, like indie rock, sort of women led. That I listened to. So like
an Alanis Morissette.
Yeah, Fiona Apple. I'd love to put Fiona Apple on this list, but she's not gonna. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Cleo.
I wouldn't put a Fiona Apple as a pop star. And that's where it gets tricky because it's like what defines a pop star. I think that the modern definition of it is different than the early 2000s different definition of a pop star is, which is different from the 90s definition of a pop star. So it just depends on the era. And I think we have a good mix of everything. We can't include everyone, so I understand the Rihanna argument.
Yeah, I feel like if you've never worn a onesie that looks like a bathing suit, you shouldn't be on this list.
What? A bodysuit?
You know what I'm
a
bodysuit.
Like it's called a bodysuit.
Bodysuit. That's whatever. Who cares, right? If you've never worn one of those, you shouldn't be on this list.
Okay,
that's a different thing.
I don't think Billie Eilish has worn a bodysuit.
Well,
yeah,
sweatshirts.
That's fine.
And large t-shirts. She's my girl. I'm a large t-shirt girl.
So, first matchup, we've got Beyonce Halo versus Mariah Carey We Belong Together. So Halo is a song recorded by Beyonce for her third album, I Am ... Sasha Fierce. Not me, her. It received a lot of critics.
Oh man, I was confused for a second.
What?
Who was Sasha Fierce?
It was praised for the production and Beyonce's vocal. It was nominated for Record of the Year, won Best Female Pop Performance at the Grammys, and Best Song at the 2009 MTV Europe Music Awards. So big ups for that. It's also the song that helped her achieve more top 10 singles on the Hot 100 than any other female artist from 2001 to 2010. And that is taking on We Belong Together by Mariah Carey from her 10th studio album, The Emancipation of Mimi. It's the second single off of that album. It was written by Mariah Carey, Jermaine Dupri, Manuel Seal, and another guy. And it's essentially Mariah Carey's comeback record from her falling off in the early 2000s. It was number one on the Billboard Hot 100, 14 consecutive weeks on the Hot R&B and hip hop songs chart.
God damn,
that's pretty long.
And Billboard listed it as the song of the decade and the 15th most popular song of all time, according to Wikipedia.
This song?
I don't know if there should be a qualifier at the end of that because that seems insane. But
song of the decade of the 90s?
No, it's not the 90s.
Yeah,
the 2000 fucking Fun made better songs.
So I've never listened to Halo by Beyonce. The vocal is incredible. I hate
she legitimately sings the shit out of that song.
I hate the drum machine sounds on this song, but that's a personal issue. I think the beat for We Belong Together is better, and I think Mariah sings the shit out of that song as well. So my vote is for We Belong Together in a 8-1 upset. Personally.
All right.
You're giving scores?
Eight seed to 1 seed.
Oh, 8 seeds. It's like
8 to 1.
You're just giving mine. It's 1,002 to 98.
Very arbitrary.
Do you? I feel like I know where this is going. Kai, do you want to go second or do you want to go last?
I'll go second.
Okay.
I have some. I mean, obviously, I don't think it's going to be. I think we're going to be unanimous here, but I have some very strong opinions about Halo that I feel like I need to get off my chest. I hate this song, and I respect Beyonce as an artist. She's not like my particular cup of tea for a lot of her music. I think Lemonade was one of the best albums like probably ever made, but this song in particular makes me like irrationally angry when I listen to it, and I can't really put my finger as to why, but I think it's a specific type of genre of pop music where it's like supposed to elicit a feeling of like inspiration, like it's specifically written for a soundtrack of a movie where the lead female character is like overcoming something substantial. Like I feel like it's so manufactured in a way that like it just doesn't relate to me in any way, shape, or form. And it's like Katy Perry's Roar, you know, like those type of pop songs where I'm just like, you're just trying to make me feel inspired, but it's almost as if it was written for a woman but not by a woman, if that makes sense.
It's a dude in a lab coat with goggles, and he's got 2 cylinders. One says girl and the other says boss.
Yeah,
and he's pouring them into the
it's 100%
to
it.
make an elixir.
And it's like I see right through it, and it makes me so upset when I listen to it. Like I don't feel inspired. I'd feel inspired if you just wrote like a song from a woman's perspective, but this just seems like a song written by a man for a woman to inspire women, and it just doesn't play. It feels inauthentic for me, and it's unfortunate because Beyonce has some really great songs, like Love on Top. I think could have easily beat We Belong Together. So yeah, I just despise this song, and if she yells Halo, the word Halo at me one more time, I will lose it. So like I cannot in good faith vote for this song in any way, shape, or form. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, yeah, she does say a lot. That is something that I've felt with a lot of Beyonce's music. They're very similar things. Not all of it. Some of her music's amazing. She is a really good singer. She's maybe, let me see, she's maybe the 3rd best singer on this list. Behind Billie and Mariah, if I'm looking. No, 4th, because of Olivia. I think Olivia Rodrigo is a better singer than she is. So, maybe like the 4th best singer on this list, which is not an insult.
No.
Like, there's a lot of really good singers on this list. So, Beyonce is amazing, but Mariah is a generational talent with her voice. The song was just very catchy. It was a lot more catchy than Halo.
Yeah. It sits in the pocket more, too. Like, it feels like more listenable to me. Personally,
that's got to be the Jermaine Dupri. Like that's got to be the beat is so good on this song.
Yeah,
it's just of the era, man. It's just like all the songs of that era were very bouncy and they were very fun to listen to in the car and stuff. If you listen to Halo in the car, you're either a kind of surface level person who wants to be a little bit inspired, or you just really like the vocals that she had, because Beyonce sang the shit out of that.
She
song.
does,
but. We are unanimous. We Belong Together wins this in an upset. I'm trying to click the wrong screen.
It seems like
oh shit!
Oh no! What'd you do?
I just accidentally Taylor Swift lost.
Oh no!
Right now.
My boyfriend's a musician. He's in the band, and I kind of because when I listen to music, I kind of listen to more like lyrics as opposed to like the musicality of it all. So I try to get his opinion on all these songs, but. It seems like We Belong Together kind of has like a steady stream where I feel like Halo just goes up the entire time. Is that accurate, or is that like nothing? I don't know. That's what I picked up on.
Yeah, I think what you were saying earlier is like Halo wants the chords want you at the end to have this sort of triumphant like a build up. You know, it's the whole build up, and the whole time it's sort of escalating. And We Belong Together, it's mostly the beat, and then like Mariah will just go off on these little like vocal runs.
But the payoff for the go off for We Belong Together almost seems more exciting because she's not constantly going up the whole time. It's like she goes down and then she goes up and then she'll go back down again. Whereas Halo's just like, we're going up, you know?
Yeah.
Come on.
Halo wants you to be able to run through a wall when that final it's a Halo that when that thing hits, and that's a hard thing to pull off. If you can't pull it off, then your song is a letdown.
Yeah. Anyways, but I'm glad you guys agree.
So the second matchup, we've got Taylor Swift "Cruel Summer," which is off of her 7th studio album "Lover" from 2019. The song was written by Swift, Jack Antonoff, and St. Vincent, which I found interesting because I like St. Vincent. It was supposed to be a bigger single, and then COVID happened, and so she wasn't able to like do the video and all of this. So it sort of had a second life when the Eras tour started, and it became a hit, like a big hit then. So it started to get more streaming numbers and become more popular, which I think is why it's her number 1 song now. And that is taking on Billie Eilish, "When the Party's Over," off of her debut album, When We Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go from 2019. This song was listed as one of the standout tracks by Consequence of Sound. It was placed at number 4 on Billie Eilish's best songs list, and it's the perfect blend, according to this reviewer, of her flirty, melancholic vocals and the empathetic songwriting of her brother, who I think co-wrote the song with her. So this one it's not a bummer. I wish my favorite Billie Eilish song was the song that Cruel Summer went up against, because I love Bury Your Friends.
That's a great song.
Which I think is a great song. I don't know that even Bury Your Friends beats Cruel Summer, because Cruel Summer's like, it's just the best kind of pop song that you can write.
Gargantuan, right?
Yeah, it's not, and that's not to denigrate. Like, writing a great pop song is very difficult, and it just has like that bridge is like you yell that in a car.
Dusty, I feel like you just get me, and I really appreciate it, because you're saying everything that I was gonna say, and I love you so much for it.
So even though I love Billie Eilish, and Bury Your Friends is like an incredible song, that's the song I would have voted, like I would have put in this contest, I have to go with Cruel Summer from Taylor Swift on this one.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your confidence in my girl.
Yeah.
Andrew?
It's Billie. I'm just kidding.
Cool. I gotta go. Thank you so much.
This one, I love Billie Eilish. She's a very good singer. This isn't a particularly close one. Cruel Summer is, it's like, so, this is, Kai's going to get into her dissertation right now, but Taylor Swift, I've talked to Kai about this before. She is like the physical embodiment of all the women at her shows. Like, she represents them, and she represents this weird, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain being a dude, but like, she represents a specific a specific part of womanhood that she has captured pretty, like, in a very genius way, in a very legitimate and genuine way. Like, I'm not saying that she's commercially doing this. Billie Eilish, same thing for a different section of women, right?
Right.
Cruel Summer isn't the ultimate embodiment of what Taylor Swift does. There are songs that I think represent it better in terms of what I'm talking about, but it is a very good example of it. It's a very good pop song, but it also has a lot of meaning and feeling to it, and it relates to certain people, and it relates to certain experiences that people have in a very odd way. Like, that's how she's able to really connect to things in ways that it's hard to even explain, other than if you had a machine that you could plug into the person and make them feel what you're feeling at the exact same time.
Well, in the way that only the biggest pop stars in history can do it, right?
Right.
Like, there's a universal feeling, and then there's a specific feeling, you know, that I think she taps into on all of her songs.
It's really hard to convey, especially, like I said, being a dude. So, like, Billie's amazing. Billie's vocals on this song are fucking incredible. Like,
crazy.
Taylor could not have sung this song.
No.
And that is not to knock Taylor Swift. That is, like, Billie Eilish's voice is unbelievable. And some of the things she can do in a falsetto are things that people, even great singers, even can only dream of doing. And I really wish she'd go get after it a little bit more, but that's her style is a little bit more pulled back and subdued and falsetto and stuff.
Yeah, I was surprised this was a single, because this doesn't strike me as a song that, like, because it's just piano and it's her voice. Because, like, Bad Guy has, like, an incredible production, like, beat underneath it. Yeah, so, and Bury Your Friends, and, like, those songs all have, like, her sort of production style under it, while she's an amazing singer and songwriter and all of that. And this song, I was just, I don't know how this song becomes a hit, but maybe, you know.
It almost makes me proud of Gen Z that this song became a hit.
It's a beautiful song. Like, it really is. And it's so interesting to listen to that song when the party's over. But I mean, in putting it into, like, a simplistic terms, like, more people will be able to recognize the song Cruel Summer and name it than When the Party's Over. Like, knew this Billie Eilish song, but I didn't know the name of it. So I think that's just, I mean, universally, it's probably just not as I mean, it's obviously it's her most played song, but I wouldn't have been able to name it. And I feel like more people could name Cruel Summer. So just from a recognizable standpoint, it stands out. But it's crazy what Billie Eilish can do with her vocals. Like, yeah. I think, and I almost wish What Was I Made For was in this spot. And I think it could have been a really interesting competition.
It'd have been a closer.
Yeah,
it would have been a closer
because that song, What Was I Made For, might be one of the best songs I've like ever heard. Ever.
It's very, very good. Yeah, very good.
And what she does with her vocals in that song is really amazing. I always like when vocalists don't always feel the need to like, you know, belt, or even when they have the ability to, they kind of pick and choose their moments. I think that that's more interesting in songwriting and song making. So Billie Eilish is an incredible talent and also unique, you know, like she makes music that not everybody else is making, and I appreciate that for her. So I love Billie Eilish, but my love for her does not compare for my love for Taylor Swift.
She ran into a bug. She ran into a bug.
She didn't even set that up. She's
I always keep Lover close to me. No, actually, Lover is not even my favorite album, but I am Dusty. I mean, obviously, this is unanimous, but I'm going to put this out here for future reference when it comes up against other things. But this song in particular is just such an interesting example of how a song can gain popularity years after an album is released, and also just like the power of an artist influencing a song. And, you know, the Eras tour in its entirety of the last year, and like the influence it had not only over our country, but like over the world, and how this song became her most listened to song just because of the Eras tour, and like sharing of clips online, and like the power of that performance influenced the song to like be her most number one listened to song. Is just so, it's like a case study in music. So the power that this single specifically has is just really interesting to me, because it's not my favorite Taylor Swift song. It's an amazing Taylor Swift song. I don't know if I could name my favorite Taylor Swift song, but like Dusty also said, like Aunt Andrew, she has such an interesting and I mean, unique, crazy way of relating to women and girls that I don't think any artist on here has, in terms of like universal relation to like womanhood as a whole. And that bridge, and Dusty touched on the bridge, like her bridge in this song and her bridges in a lot of her songs, it's kind of like her mechanism with writing. She writes bridges that girls can like scream at the top of their lungs in their cars. And this bridge specifically,
like you said about the Beyonce song, it doesn't feel manufactured in the same way. Like, it is manufactured. She's a brilliant songwriter,
right? Of course,
but it's a trick. You know, like it's a trick to make something that is so like that becomes such an earworm feel like it's off the cuff, and she does that with like all of her stuff. That's why she's the biggest musician in the world right now. But it's almost like in a different way, like the way that people talked about how they related to John Lennon, or I've seen clips of people talking about, you know, that they thought John Lennon was singing to them specifically out of their experience is something that I think a lot of people say about Taylor Swift songs, which is like, how could you know this thing about me? But whenever you're singing about something that's supposed to be sort of universal, but also personal. So
yeah, and like a lot of people will negate her and say that she's like not that smart or intelligent, or her songs are kind of like not that intelligent, but it's like she is such an intelligent songwriter in a way where she knows exactly who her audience is, and she writes specifically for it and captures it in a way that maybe no other female artist can do for other females. So and it doesn't
feel like pandering.
It doesn't feel like pandering, of course. And like that's where it gets like, so, I feel like we can tell, like the Halo song, it feels very like it was made for women to be inspired, right? But like Cruel Summer or any of Taylor Swift's songs are just like, it's made for us in like a different way, and I can't even really describe it, but yeah, I love her. We could go on for hours.
And even Barbie is sort of the same thing. Like Barbie is the movie that's the magic trick of like that America Ferrera monologue at the end about how difficult it is to be a woman in the hands of a lesser writer or filmmaker or performer could feel very pandering. I could see how it could just feel like here's empty platitudes about girl boss whatever thing, but because it's so well done,
and I feel
it is actually successful.
And I feel like for a long time, especially with like pop music specifically and like women performers, I mean like the eras of like Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears, I feel like it was like we were being taught at and not to for women, and like Taylor Swift like feels like a girlfriend talking to us and not at us, and that's like the kind of the difference. And Billie Eilish is really tapping into that. Olivia Rodrigo is really tapping into that, like talking to their audience, not at their audience.
Yeah,
so
it's a we thing. Yeah, and it's like, and I get so annoyed when I see people pretend that Taylor Swift is like, because she's so popular, she's like either an industry plant type thing, which people are throwing that around like crazy. Cat Williams ruined that phrase by calling Kevin Hart that, because it's now the saying du jour. But like people pretend that Taylor is just another like commercial, like almost the target of music, and it's like no, dude, you don't understand what's going on here if you think that. This girl is genuinely a true artist and a true songwriter who has you can say intentionally, because you write your songs for your audience sometimes, but she writes things that are genuinely about herself. She just has a really relatable way of conveying those, to the point where a dude like me can hear Taylor Swift songs and relate them to things that I've witnessed my sister go through, or witnessed even Kai go through, or people that I know and care about. Like, it conceptualizes a lot of that stuff for me. Like I have a female friend who wrote a book, and I read her book, and it changed the way that I see females and girls in relationships a lot of the times. And it's like, it is just a true embodiment of that. So like, we could go on for hours about it, but Taylor wins this one.
I will say that like I get emotional every time I watch this performance for some reason. Like,
it was so good.
It just like seeing like hundreds and thousands of girls like scream her bridges at the top of their lungs, and like girls from all generations. It's just like a really inspiring thing to watch, because like my 10-year-old niece went to that concert, and I went to that concert, and we both had like a really special experience. So it's just fun to watch an artist be able to capture womanhood as a whole. But she won, so we can stop talking about her for now. I love her so much.
I keep messing up the bracket on the video if you're watching the video. Sorry for the swap meet of ads on this freaking website, too. Jesus Christ.
So, number 3 is Britney Spears' Toxic, which is it's the second single off of her 4th studio album, In the Zone, from 2003. It was written and produced by a group called Bloodshy and Advent, which is weird. And then
love them.
It was it was initially offered to Kylie Minogue, which I found interesting.
Minogue?
Kylie Minogue. She turned the beat down.
Anybody who said no to this fucking song. Okay, keep going.
So
keep going.
In 2010, it was voted by Rolling Stone as the 4th best single of the 2000s. It was ranked number 114 on the list of the 500 greatest songs of all time. It was ranked number 3 by Pitchfork on the 50 greatest singles of 2004. It is taking on number 6, Olivia Rodrigo. Driver's License.
Thank you.
Yes, which is her debut single off of her debut album called Sour, and she wrote the song with producer Dan Nigro. It was met with widespread critical acclaim.
That's his name.
Hey, I made sure.
It's not in parentheses, is
no, Nigro. How would you say it?
Careful, Dusty. Careful.
Dan Nigro.
That is the safest way to pronounce that.
No.
I would definitely go with Nigro. Dan and.
It won Best Pop Solo Performance at the 2022 Grammys. It was nominated for Record of the Year and Song of the Year. It broke the Spotify record for most single-day streams of a non-holiday song. It was the biggest first week sales.
Holy shit!
For a song on Spotify and Amazon. I had never heard Driver's License.
Really?
God damn, is this song sad?
It's a real bummer of a song.
It is, but it is incredible.
Kept driving
it's
back.
A great
song.
By
the fucking house.
It's a really great song, and it's the type of song that's like up my alley as a sort of like an indie rock person. It sounds like it could be in the vein of like other bands that I really like, and I really enjoyed it. But the notwithstanding, the winner is Toxic. It's that beat's insane, and even whenever she has the robot voice at the end, like I don't care. It's so good.
Yeah,
I forgot about the robot voice.
Yeah. And I think it's like her like big comeback record. And whenever people thought she was washed, the video, I remember being like a big deal at the time. Also, like it's an incredible.
Calm down.
Big deal.
Calm down.
It's an incredible song.
I start barking.
But I'm glad that we did this because I really am glad I discovered Driver's License because I would have not heard it probably in my regular life. So my vote, while I really enjoy Driver's License, is Toxic by Britney Spears.
I'm going to be a contrarian. Are you ready?
Okay.
I was worried about this.
So, I don't think I'm going to win this argument, and that's totally fine, but I'm going to fight for my girl, Olivia Rodrigo. And also, Dusty, what you spoke on about why you like her, I would suggest that you listen to her newest album, because it's even more kind of like that feel that you're relating to. She kind of leans more into that in her second album, but
sad as shit. Is that
and kind of alternative, a little punk.
Okay.
She gets even more punk and like I don't know if punk's the right word because I'm not a musician.
Yeah, you're gonna piss some.
Yeah, sorry,
people off.
But I mean, a little more alternative and kind of leans into that feeling. But what I will say is when I talk about like the differences between pop stars of the 90s, 2000s, and like now. With like Billie Eilish, Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo, even Adele, like the writing and the lyricism is so much more important than it ever was. And she wrote this song when she was 16. So like to be able to write something so granular and relatable, and even though I have had my driver's license for quite some time to like understand what she's talking about, for a 16-year-old to be able to do that is kind of amazing. And she's only gotten better in her songwriting. So I'm going to vote for her just because I think she's a really amazing talent. I understand the reach that Toxic had, and I appreciate Britney Spears, but I'm more of a lyrics girly, so it would just feel wrong to me to not choose Olivia Rodrigo. So I'm going to choose Olivia Rodrigo. Andrew, did I change your mind?
No,
damn it.
You didn't change your mind at all. But you make very good points. I would have Driver's License for me would have beat 4 of these songs. It would have beat Adele. It would have beat Billie Eilish. It would have beat Mariah, and it would have beat Beyonce. So I feel I hold this song in very high regard. I think Olivia Rodrigo is one of the best singers in terms of her age. She's young in her career. She is amazing. Her voice is unbelievable. What's that vampire song? Is that called Vampire?
It's crazy what she does in that song.
Her vocal range is unbelievable. Her power is crazy. She is just a crazy talent. It's cool that she wrote this song. This song is really heartfelt. It's really well written. It is, as you guys talked about, really relatable to people, and it actually means something a lot more than Toxic does. But Toxic is, in my mind, one of the best female pop songs ever made.
Yeah.
Toxic is timeless. The bass guitar on that song is crazy. It gets better through the years. Like, when I was a kid, it was just the music video that put me through puberty, right?
Okay,
but eventually,
that was weird.
eventually, like the violins are crazy. Britney's voice is really cool in the song. It's not like an Olivia Rodrigo or a Billie Eilish or any of that, where it's like a crazy vocal song. But before Britney was dancing in her underwear on Instagram, she was she's a really good singer. She's a very interesting singer. Like, it's not my style of singing, and there's spit in the air in female pop now, and it lands on somebody who's a better singer than Britney Spears. But like, she had a unique voice for the era, right? Nobody really sounded like Britney. She had that weird, like, kind of vocal fry. Like, it sounded like she had an underbite when she sang a lot of the time. But it fits so perfectly with this song. I can't in good faith put driver's license over Toxic.
I understand the power that it had. It just, like, to me, it feels very much like the pop stars from the 2000s were very much created in a lab. So they were sex symbols more before they were like talent. So my taste has moved on since then, but it's one of the best pop songs of all time. So I get it.
Well, yeah, and to your point, like at the beginning, I was I made a joke, but this song was the video when I was a kid. Like, it was like a shocking video that she was almost naked in the video. You know what I mean? And this was when they were all pushing each other who could be the raunchiest, and then you almost forgot how good the song was. And then in my mid-20s, my brother Jacob kind of reminded me how good of a song Toxic was, and it kind of reignited. I actually listened to it for the first time, and it's like,
because it shouldn't work. I've read a thing. I don't remember exactly why, because the music theory is not my thing, but I think, like, as far as the progressions and things go, like, it shouldn't work because it's not a traditional way that you would arrange a song. Like, the notes don't go in the order that they're supposed to. But that's what makes it so catchy and such an earworm, is the fact that it's like going against what you hear in all the time.
Yeah,
it doesn't really sound like anything from back then. Like, I agree that it's almost condemnation by association. Like, it was part of the bubblegum pop era. It was part of all that stuff, but it was the back end of it, and it doesn't really sound like the rest of it. It's just, it stands in its own little weird place. So big ups to Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah,
she deserves everything.
I just had to fight for her a little bit.
She's a true superstar. Yeah, like, she is incredible.
And Dusty, I implore you to listen to her second album. It's called Guts. It's really good, and I think you'd like what she's putting down on it. So
if you haven't heard Vampire,
I'll check it out. So then the last matchup of round one, we have Adele, Someone Like You, versus Poker Face by Lady Gaga. Someone Like You is off her second studio album, 21, which means she was 21 when she recorded this song.
Which is incredible.
Yeah, produced by her and Dan Wilson. It was released in 2011. It was voted the third most popular, or the third most favorite #1 single of the last 60 years in the UK, which is a weird way to phrase that, but it appeared on like a ton of the year-end lists. Obviously, it won the inaugural Grammy for Best Pop Solo Performance in 2012. It's ranked number 6 on the list of Adele's greatest songs. A lot of superlatives, man. It's taking on Poker Face, which is the debut single.
That's crazy.
Off of the Fame from 2008 for Lady Gaga.
That's crazy that that's still her most played Spotify song.
Yeah.
Well, this girl just came out of nowhere.
It's the that and Just Dance were both off of that.
Yeah, I remember Just
album.
Dance.
Just Dance was the first one I heard.
Nominated for Song of the Year, Record of the Year at the 52nd Grammys. It was rated 96th on the 100 Best Songs of the 2000s. It was the 103rd best song of the past 15 years in 2019. And it's number 7 on the list of the 30 greatest Lady Gaga songs. I really like Poker Face. I think Poker Face, the beat is really cool. The way that she sings, the affectation that she takes, delivering the lyrics are very cool. And like, to have that persona fully personified on like the second single of your first album is incredible. To be Lady Gaga at that point is crazy. And this might be the one that I go to bat for and lose. Something about Someone Like You, just like the way she sings this song, and it's just the piano and her, like, I think everybody's had the feeling that she's singing about in this song, and it's incredibly heartbreaking. And it's like, I don't know. I like that it's sort of. I at least read it as sort of passive aggressive. Like there's some other dude that she's not with anymore, and she's like, "Never mind, I'll find someone like you." But it's
the never mind is very funny.
But at the same time, you could tell like she's doing it to piss off that dude because she's still upset at that dude. Yeah. So.
And it's not like I'm gonna find someone else. It's like I'm gonna find someone like you.
Yeah, and I wish nothing but the best for you too is the equivalent almost of Alanis saying I hope nothing but the best in You Ought to Know. Where it's like I don't think she really means that. She doesn't really mean that. She's really mad. So the way that
I feel like she don't mean that.
Yeah,
shit.
I feel like the way that Adele can relate emotion in a ballad that's got such big, like it's got all these various emotions is the reason why I think Someone Like You is the better song. Even though I love Gaga, there are other Gaga songs that would make this a harder competition for me. Poker Face is just a really good dance song that I like, but I think I'm voting Someone Like You.
Okay. Andrew?
Mama Monster could sneeze into a microphone and I think it would beat anything by Adele for me. She's an incredible singer. Adele is a very good singer. Her music is good. Like I didn't dislike listening to Someone Like You at all. I've heard the song before. I've been in a Starbucks, right? But it is very much you work in an office. You've heard this song 100,000 times. A lot of her music through no fault of her own is like off coffee shop office fodder, and I'm sick of hearing it, to be honest. She's an unbelievable singer, but Lady Gaga is my Madonna. Like Lady Gaga is it for me in terms of female pop stars. I watched her while we were, I listened to all these songs, and then I watched Lady Gaga's performance at the Super Bowl halftime show again.
Great performance.
Very weird, but unbelievable. Like she was so good, and she was just herself, So it's not fair. This isn't her best song. Poker Face is not Lady Gaga's best song. It's probably not her 10th best song, but it's fun. It is unique in the way that even Gaga's commercial songs are unique. They feel different. It feels like she felt like an icon from the beginning in the way that she presented herself. I wasn't a big meat suit guy. I wasn't a big like those gimmicky things, but this album is called The Fame, which is like what an icon would call her album. Like she presented herself as this new thing from the beginning. I find the Adele song like I just can't imagine myself driving down the street listening to that song. It's a good song. She sings the shit out of it, but I'm sick of that song. I don't want to hear Rolling in the Deep anymore.
Love Rolling in the Deep.
I don't want to hear. It's a good song. It's a good song. I just never want to hear it again in my life, and I'll listen to Poker Face 50 more times. So like, I won't be mad if
no pressure.
If Someone Like You goes next. I just don't like that my face is going to be next to this graphic with Someone Like You making it past Mama Monster. So I might turn my camera off for the rest of the show.
God, that's a lot of pressure. So Lady Gaga, we've had like a offline chat about this with the three of us about how like overall her song to song compared to a lot of artists is just kind of like undeniably one of the best pop artists of our time. But unfortunately, I'm gonna choose Someone Like You.
I wish nothing but the best for you guys. I'm getting the fuck out of here. You guys
this is
boring.
hard for me. It was a hard one for me, but if we're just looking at song to song, I'm taking the artist out of it. Someone Like You is a better song. And while Poker Face is a really great song, Someone Like You is like changed the DNA of a lot of people. Like a lot of people have like listened to the song and like cried in their car. And to elicit such raw, genuine emotion from a pop song it's hard for an artist to do. Not all artists are meant for it. So I just feel like we got to put some respect on like the raw emotion that this song draws up. And, if it was any other Lady Gaga song, I probably would have pushed it forward. But I can't in good faith push Andrew's so mad at me.
No, I'm not gonna
I
get
can't
mad
in
about
good
this
faith
list.
push
I disagree.
Poker Face above that specific song if it were other songs stacked up against each other. And this is like the tricky part of this game, which for like Beyonce or any of the other artists, you know, like you wish that you could choose a different song to like stack up against them. And that's kind of what makes what you guys are doing so interesting, is that it's song to song, take the artist out of it. And so when I really took a listen to both of these songs, I prefer Someone Like You. And contrary to what Andrew said, I actually probably would listen to Someone Like You over Poker Face. In the longevity, I probably have listened to that song more times than Poker Face. So, I mean, besides like radio singles, but personally, when I'm picking songs, and also I just like a sad song, so you know that's just my personal preference.
Well, and that's the crazy thing. I'm like king of the sad songs. My band used to make fun of me for it. Kai used to make fun of me for it. I used to just only send her sad songs all the time, and it's just I don't know. I think I think I've just been it's been spoiled for me by the fact that I worked at that fucking bank and they played Someone Like You like 9 times a day. I don't understand, Dusty, how you can pick Poker Face over one of the songs that plays at Bank of the Sierra all the time, but somehow you can do it.
I have my own headphones in all day, dog. I don't hear Someone Like You.
I mean, if you're gonna...
What did I hear the other day that was on that playlist, and it brought me back and I almost jumped off a bridge. I can't remember what it was.
Fight for Fighting? Or The Fray?
No, it was like Linger by Cranberries or like something. One of those songs.
Except that's a good ass song. You're wrong.
It was no, that song sucks ass. I've heard it too many times. It was Sarah Bareilles. Who cares if we disagree? You are not me. Who made you king of anything?
Yeah.
See, I don't know that song. So I got my own headphones in.
So I mean, just particularly my preference when listening to music is songs that elicit genuine emotional responses. Like I love a good pop song, but if I'm listening to that's why I love Taylor. I love listening to Taylor because she brings out like genuinely emotional responses. Same with Olivia Rodrigo. And same with Adele. So it's just like my personal preference when listening to music is like those type of songs. I'd rather listen to that than like a Halo or a Toxic or a Poker Face. While those are fun to listen to like in a club, I'd rather listen to these songs in my car. That's just my preference.
Yeah. Well, we need that perspective. So,
Andrew's it's wrong, but
I appreciate your opinion.
Whatever.
The first semifinal matchup is Mariah Carey's "We Belong Together" versus Taylor Swift's "Cruel Summer." In the interest of time,
it's Taylor Swift. Let's just move on.
"We Belong Together" is a great song. "Cruel Summer" is a better song. It's just and on the other side of the bracket, we've got "Toxic" versus "Someone Like You." I got to ride with what brought me to the dance, and I'm picking "Someone Like You." I think dude, at that point.
Holy shit! Dusty's a sad girl. I didn't know Dusty was a sad girl.
There's a wonderful pop song, "Toxic," a wonderful pop song. If it beats "Someone Like You,"
if this was a pop song competition, then I'd pick it.
I think that just depends on what your definition of a pop song is, right?
"Toxic's" a fun listen. I'll listen to if it's raining, I need "Someone Like You." That's the song. So
right,
and so
you live in California. It rains like twice a year.
Yeah, that's why I need it. So my pick is for "Someone Like You." If it loses, I completely understand, but I have to ride with my opinions.
Okay, so I'll go just to put the pressure on
Jesus. I didn't know what I was going to choose.
It's Toxic. It's 100% everyday Toxic. If you ask, and this isn't the deciding factor. This isn't the criteria here. But man, I might be wrong about this. I was gonna say if you ask 100 people at the mall what they'd rather listen to, I wouldn't have guessed that you guys would have picked "Someone Like You. So I just might have a skewed opinion about this song. So Toxic is. I'll just state my case. I think "Toxic" is one of the handful of most iconic female pop songs ever made. It is 21 years old now and stood the test of time completely. And "Someone Like You," like I said, very well sung, probably a very good song. all I hear is a coffee shop or a grocery store when I hear the song. So I might not have the most clear opinion of it. Kai, who wins and goes to the finals?
Well,
I'm not going to be mad at you if you pick against me. This is the thing. Either you pick the song that I like, or you make my decision very easy in the finals. So I'm going to be happy with either way.
I feel like I do have to consider working with Andrew every day.
What if I made her life hell because of this stupid?
He just puts like a fish in my air vent or something like that in my office.
No, you have it, or I just gave you have a fish bowl on your desk with a new fish every day.
Oh God!
What a treat.
Yeah.
So this is hard because you're stacking like an iconic song up against a great song in terms of like singing capability and songwriting capability, and so it's more like iconic versus songwriting and singing. If I'm choosing based on my preference and of listening, I'm going to listen to a song with better lyrics and better singing every day. So based on my personal preference, I would choose Someone Like You to listen to as opposed to Toxic if I had to choose a song to listen to every day in my car. So I'm going to choose Someone Like You. I'm sorry.
I thought no, I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
I think there's a perspective of like how pop has evolved into this more than it was in the past, where it was more about making, in the 2000s, it was all about making hits. And it's still about that. The music industry doesn't not want to make hits, but I feel like it's evolved into women kind of writing songs for themselves and having kind of more perspective for themselves. And Olivia Rodrigo, Adele, and Taylor are kind of the three in this bracket that do that the best. So I have to push those girls forward.
Hey, Andrew, I heard you picked Toxic this round. However, that shit got beat, and now it's Adele's time. All right, so I'll find a new podcast like you.
You're mad, Andrew.
All right, so I maybe we were fighting the inevitable tide here, but in our final we have "Cruel Summer" by Taylor Swift versus "Someone Like You."
Listen, if the past is prologue, Someone Like You is going to win this one because you guys are blowing my fucking
No,
mind
I
now.
think it's
So we sent out the brackets, and Kai sent me a couple of the brackets that her friends watched, that her friends filled out, and I was like, Someone Like You won the first fucking round. These people are crazy.
Maybe you're the crazy one.
Yeah, you're the taking crazy pills.
God.
You're the common denominator here, not us. Or no, we're the common denominator. I don't know how that works.
Yeah. Anyway. I just underestimated the level of estrogen that was going on. No, I'm just kidding. I guess just
it's a beautiful
I really
song.
Think
I don't know what your
it
problem.
Really is. It is.
How's your problem, Andrew?
Fuck you guys. No, it is a very beautiful song. I just think, like I said, grocery stores and Targets and Starbucks have ruined the song.
Well, you could say the same thing for radio
Sublime.
for Toxic. You know, like it was overplayed in its time too. So.
No.
I never listened to the radio.
That could be it.
I'm just
if they weren't playing it on Opie and Anthony reruns, then Andrew's never heard it. So I think it's cruel. I think it's "Cruel Summer." That bridge is just too good. Like I think "Cruel Summer" is probably the best song in this entire bracket, and the most like the one that got stuck in my head the most. So. For me, "Cruel Summer."
Okay, Andrew. Andrew's gonna vote Someone Like You just to like.
Yeah. Fuck you guys. It's Adele. Shut up. No, I'm gonna drag Toxic. Toxic won my bracket.
Yeah, we know.
Record. I did a bracket of my own. It actually beat out "Cruel Summer" at the end. I had to put a lot of thought into it. It was very close. So I'm going to vote "Cruel Summer," obviously. And listen, it sounds like I've shit on Adele this entire thing. I like Adele. I just think it's a different category than a lot of these different songs, which, to Kai's point, would apply to Olivia Rodrigo's song and Billie Eilish's song as well. But I'm not mad at Cruel Summer winning at all. Like I said, it was very close when I did my own bracket.
And
So
Kai votes for someone like Kai votes for someone like you. Why?
Kai votes for Adele, and her vote counts for 3.
Taylor.
So we're going
Taylor,
for...
if you're listening, I writed for you from the beginning, and I will continue to write for you. No, Taylor doesn't care about that. You know what I mean? It's obviously Cruel Summer for me. It's been Cruel Summer. It will continue to be Cruel Summer.
It'll be the Cruel Fall by the time you're done. Yeah.
It's not even my favorite Taylor Swift song, but here we are. So, actually, Lover's not even my favorite Taylor Swift album, but here we are.
Well, someone like you, not the best Adele song.
That's true.
Right?
Now, I will say...
Hello makes a lot of these a lot closer, in my opinion.
If I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston was on this bracket, I don't see anything beating...
it's a banger.
Yeah,
it's a banger. That's the thing, though. It's like Umbrella, Rihanna. I guess I'm the only one that really likes that really thinks that's a very good song. I think that's a badass song.
No, that's a great song.
I don't think
it's just...
I don't think either of those beat Cruel Summer for me, but I Want to Dance with Somebody.
That's a great option.
Is a banger.
I would say Cruel Summer. Also, I never touched on this before, but I love how it's kind of a sad song with like a very upbeat tempo. Probably the only one like that on this list.
Very hopeful.
Yeah, which is like it's about like a really tumultuous relationship throughout the summer and how miserable you are, and like how you're crying in the back of your car or the car on the way home from the bar. But somehow it's like catchy and upbeat, which I kind of love that she could do that.
It's the synth, whatever that synth line is that they're playing, or like the fact that it's got like those electronic drums, like it's just it's a wonderfully crafted pop song. Rihanna's song would have been "We Found Love," so it wouldn't have even been Umbrella.
Yeesh.
Hold on,
"We Found Love" is for sure not gonna beat it for me.
Yeah.
What the hell is...
I don't know. We found love.
We found love in a hopeless place.
Oh, da-na-na-na-na-na. That's a really good song.
Everywhere in Vegas when I was in my 20s.
What does it beat on there? It beats Halo and We Belong Together for me.
But
it probably loses
I would say that
pretty much everything
I would
else.
say that Olivia Rodrigo's Driver's License would have beat Someone Like You for me, but we didn't push that forward. So we all lose some a little bit.
I Want to Dance with Somebody, Whitney Houston's top song. So
it is. I Will Always Love You, isn't it?
No.
Damn.
Not even close, dude.
So
it looks like...
Shut up, dude.
Stupid. What an idiot. So
let's see.
Taylor joins the pantheon of winners of the March Madness tournament. Red Hot Chili Peppers in a bullshit decision from last week. I'll be taking it to the board.
My boyfriend Mitch does not agree with that decision either, Dusty. So I will have he was writing for Cake and 1975 by Smashing Pumpkins.
He wasn't on the fucking show.
1979.
Whatever the fuck the song is called, I don't know.
It was Dusty against two RHCP loyalists.
Yeah.
They've been indoctrinated.
They're the Beatles of our generation.
So she joins what? Green Day.
Basket Case.
Yeah, Green Day, Basket Case, In the Club by 50 Cent.
In the Club.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Shouldn't.
Yeah, dude.
And Under the Bridge as our fourth winner this year.
Listen, you shouldn't have brought a Swiftie with anxiety and depression on the show. I'm gonna choose the songs that have sad lyrics any given day.
True. That's how you get Adele.
Choose a more upbeat girly to come on your show, all right?
That's not how you get Adele. You get Adele because her songs are better.
Yeah,
songs.
I know. You need a more vapid, shallow girl like you, Andrew.
I know. I need a female.
So you just want to dance
for a female me my whole goddamn life.
You just want to dance with somebody. You want to feel the heat with somebody.
You just want to feel toxic a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
There's some Shaka Khan songs that would have done pretty well on this too. But
all right, you want to do trivia and get out of here?
Shaka Khan.
Before my
wait.
takes another crap.
Wait. Can you guys call me back can we do a Taylor Swift bracket at some point in the future?
I'm
totally down to do that.
We'll have to see. I don't know if we're gonna keep it going.
Like, let me check my schedule.
Yeah. No, like I don't know if we do March Madness past March Madness for this year.
No, but I think we should do like she's got an album coming out next month.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And it'll go viral. A couple of fucking dudes talking
Just
about
what
it.
everyone wants to hear.
What they really, what they've been
I'm not
crying
gonna listen
out
to all of
for.
her albums.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna listen to every album. Not gonna do it.
Whatever. You should.
But we could do a Swiftie. Dude, I feel like a Swift. Now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like a Swiftie episode would get exhausting. So maybe we do an episode where we do like a normal episode, but we also have like Kai gives us 8 songs to listen to.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I agree. I agree with this.
We do,
or 10.
We do the 8 songs.
Or 10.
Well, we need a bracket.
35.
You know what I mean, brackets are tough with
or 12.
Yeah. No, you can't do a 12-person bracket either.
Whatever.
Or we do the whole thing. We listen to all those fucking albums. And
There's...
But by the way, we didn't really fully touch on this. Watch the Eras tour on Disney and watch the Cruel. She opens with Cruel Summer, and it's so good.
Yeah. It's like Beatlemania level shit.
It's crazy.
Yeah, even afterwards, they're like, "What song do you like?" And I didn't want to say the first song because you don't want to say that your favorite part was the first part and the rest of it didn't live up to it.
There's
44
songs or whatever. So
the beginning was just so good that it was
one of my favorite parts.
Part.
Is she goes, "I think you guys know the lyrics to this bridge. Prove it," and then she just the whole crowd sings along with her. It's just like instant chills. Love it.
Just Clam City, USA.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Enough.
Sorry.
And then
you guys
that's where we saw Mania.
You guys
just to be,
That is where we saw. We went to the the granddaddy.
Same.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the dozen?
Let's do I got to bring it up.
Okay, so the Dozen Daily Trivia is a Barstool Sports trivia show. Trivia daily trivia thing that you can do. The first 3 are always sports, and then the rest of them are just general American culture. Full disclosure, Kai already did this today, so Kai is only allowed to give us the answers that she got correct.
I got 6 correct, by the way.
Hell yeah. So, wait. So you didn't get any of the sports?
Correct.
You got the whole bottom correct? Sir. Dusty, this could be our first perfect bracket if we get these sports.
I'm nervous about it.
But there is a college basketball one, so there's no way
I usually get 6 correct.
So we know it's not San Diego State.
Sure isn't.
Because Kai definitely guessed San Diego State. So, God damn it, we're fucked. There's not even baseball on this one. Golf.
Things are looking tough.
Tough all over.
NFL. You can tell us, for the record, you can tell us on this one. We're going to cheat a little bit. You can tell us what you get.
Okay. I guess really random things. I literally just start typing in whatever comes up, I guess. So
before becoming an 8 times Pro Bowl tight end, this man played college basketball at Kent State, where he averaged over 16 points and helped them make the 2002 Elite Eight. Who the fuck?
I'll tell you who it's not.
Well, okay, so I know it's not Rob Gronkowski because he went to University of Arizona. It is not Tony Gonzalez because that's too early. He went to some school.
I mean, Tony's too early.
He went to some school in California too.
And he played in the 90s.
It's not Reggie Bush.
It surely is not. Yeah.
Oh man,
just letting you guys know.
Guess, bro.
That's my default. That's my default player. I can't ever think of it.
That's funny.
What about?
That's funny.
Antonio Gates. Is Antonio Gates a person that was around at this point?
Antonio Gates is a person, but I think that's too early for Antonio Gates.
Yeah, and I don't know where he went to college. Correct. It would just be like, who's a really good tight end?
But to be honest, I'm running out of tight ends. Dallas Clark. Is Dallas Clark a tight end?
And you know what?
I don't know who any of these people are.
I think for Kent State, Dallas Clark makes sense.
It sounds like a white guy.
Yeah. So let's go with Dallas Clark, I guess.
Please be a fucking option. I'm going to be pissed if it's not an option. He's on there.
Hey. Oh,
we
man.
were wrong. God
Couldn't be more wrong, could we?
We failed you, Kai.
Shit.
NBA. After an illustrious college basketball career and winning a national title at North Carolina, Tyler Hansbrough got drafted 13th overall by this Eastern Conference team in 2009. Who drafted Tyler Hansbrough? I remember that. He's got like... he's got those like sunken eyes.
The Detroit Pistons.
Can I tell you who it's not?
That's a guess. What was your guess?
When it's Eastern Conference, I either go like New York Nets or Celtics, but I put Celtics, and it's not the Celtics.
It's not the Celtics.
I only know like 2 East Coast teams. So.
I really should fucking know who drafted Tyler Hansbrough. I don't think it's the Pistons, but we can go with it.
I have zero idea. I just know the Pistons play on the East Coast. So, and they must have drafted someone in 2008.
Pistons. There's like
the Hawks, the Knicks.
Nets, the Knicks, the Celtics, who it isn't.
Definitely not the Celtics.
What about the Heat?
The Bulls, the Pacers.
Pacers might be it.
You think so? Well,
let's go Pacers. God damn it, I can't type. That one mind haze I had.
Hey! What just happened?
Oh no! You ruined it.
It exited out. You got it right. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I don't know what even happened.
How trying to negate our scores here.
Whose internet?
We got it correct, ladies and gentlemen.
Heard you talking shit about someone like you.
Adele's coming for you.
No.
Yeah, never minded the shit out of me. College basketball.
Oh, good.
Referred to as the shot. Bryce Drew hit a famous buzzer beater to help this 13th seed school from the state of Indiana to upset the 4th seed Ole Miss in the 1998 NCAA tournament.
We all remember the shot.
Obviously, the shot.
Yeah. This is the problem. The problem is
there's too many of those shots.
It's literally giving us the state that the school is in, which means that this is some bullshit we've never heard of at college. Like Browning State.
Yeah. Who's it not?
We're going Browning.
I just typed Pacific. And I guess that's the school.
Nope.
So it's not Pacific.
We know it's not them.
Southern Indiana. Let's go Southern Indiana.
Why not?
Nope. Making sure it was actually in Indiana. I didn't forget what state it was in. Okay, so Kai, you got all the rest of these correct?
Sir.
That's pretty amazing. Let us guess first, and then you'll be our lifeline on these, okay? Retail and shopping. One of the pioneers of electronic superstores, this retailer with a big red circular logo filed for bankruptcy and shut down its stores in 2009. Dusty, this is. Do you have a guess?
That is Circuit City.
It certainly is Circuit City.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Jacob worked at a Circuit
Cut
City.
down in their prime.
Celebrity mashup. That is
Unholy.
Jon Favreau and Tina Fey is the mashup. Am I correct?
You're absolutely correct.
Am I correct? Yeah.
Good job. That was like the fastest you've ever done that, I feel like.
If I don't get it that fast, I don't get it. All the rest of them, like I either get it literally immediately or I'm fucked.
Every one of these is a cursed image. I hate that's gonna haunt my dreams.
That is everybody.
I feel like Jon Favreau has very wide shoulders now. Like his shoulders are like so big.
He is he's not a certified big fucker, but he's.
I would have guessed.
You know what I mean?
Jeff Garland for some reason. That's what it. You know.
He's too niche.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Chain restaurants. Mama's Pancakes, Homestyle Chicken, and French Toast, and Uncle Herschel's Favorites are names of breakfast items from one sit-down chain. Who gives a shits? You know what I mean?
So it's got to be...
Dusty, do you have any idea?
It's got to be Southern, right? So...
Kai, was this a guess, or did you know this?
So is it like Waffle House?
It isn't.
Tis not Waffle House?
Tis not.
No?
Tisn't.
Homestyle Chicken and French Toast and Uncle Herschel's
Look, you're not calling
Favorites.
something Uncle Herschel's Favorites in California. It's in the South, wherever
it's originated in the South for sure.
Yeah.
There are locations in California. There's one in Bakersfield.
Cracker Barrel.
Correct.
Oh.
Look at us.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have gotten this.
It's like Claim Jumpers.
Without
no,
you guys.
That's not really their vibe.
Television. Later getting international spin-offs, in 2020, Netflix debuted this reality dating show with a cash prize that would get reduced if contestants had any sexual contact.
Oh, man. What is this show called?
Fucked up. Like ever?
Yeah.
What? They have to...
You literally could never...
Not on the show.
Oh.
I've seen the preview for this. I watched the whole preview because I was like, that's so silly.
It's kind of in the title.
But I can't... All I can think of is Temptation Island, but I know it's not Temptation Island.
But that's a good guess.
Yeah. Touching stuff.
Yeah.
Don't touch stuff.
Would you like to know the answer?
Fuck free TV.
Yep, that's it.
They went bold on this one.
So there's Love Is Blind, which is not
correct.
Love on the Spectrum.
That's definitely not it.
I'm just saying it's not it.
They should stop them. They should stop them from.
I'm not participating in that conversation.
What is
called
it called?
Too Hot to Handle.
No,
I would not have gotten this.
Too Cold to Hold. Right.
That was the sequel.
Kevin Hart and Ice Cube starred in this 2014 buddy cop action film that grossed over $150 million worldwide and got a 2016 sequel.
That is Right Along.
Good job, Dusty.
Right Along.
Thank you. Jason Mantzoukas roto-drafted this movie, and I always remember it. Yeah, I always remember it because they brought it up on his podcast, and he was like, Paul Scheer was like, "You didn't even tell me you wrote this movie." And he's
Are you talking about How Did This Get Made?
Yeah.
I love that podcast. I just watched the Twilight, or listened to the Twilight one of that, and it was so funny. Okay.
This American alternative rock band is most known for their song "Kiss Me," which was a #2 hit and was the main theme song for the 1990s. Sixpence on the
There
Wrist.
You go.
Sixpence, I got it.
Twilight.
You know they said that song's about heroin.
It is.
That's not the vibe. That's not the vibe I got. But
I thought it was just about.
I'm not double dipping it.
I thought it was just about kissing. It's about heroin.
Apparently so.
God.
NFL was Antonio.
I know. Dusty had it.
God.
You should have told us to double dip that.
God damn it, man.
God damn it! I talked you out
Yeah,
of
you
that one.
should. We could have had 8. We could have had 8.
I was so sure that was wrong. We should go with my idea, which was wrong. Valparaiso.
Obviously.
It's right on the tip of the tongue. Yeah.
I can't believe we missed Valparaiso. Okay, let's go to movie to movie.
Oh, I haven't done this yet. Oh, shit.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse to Street Fighter, The Legend of Chun-Li.
Who's
cool.
Is this like a new Street Fighter? What is that?
No, that one came out in like 2008. It's really terrible.
What's his name?
God.
Green
Chris
Mile,
Klein.
Clark.
Chris Klein could be. He was in. Was he in another team movie? No, he wasn't.
No.
What was Chris Klein?
Blood good.
I feel like Neil McDonough have been in some shit.
Neil McDonough might have been in a Marvel movie.
Who's in Spider-Verse?
Jake Johnson.
Moore, Jake Johnson, Haley Steinfeld, who was also in True Grit. If you guys didn't know that, that's the only thing I know. Mahershala Ali, Brian Tyree Henry, Lily Tomlin, Luna Lauren
Zoe
Velez.
Kravitz is in
Zoe Kravitz.
X-Men. I'm always trying to think of movies that have like a lot of actors in it.
And Batman.
Oh, Nicolas Cage.
John Mulaney. We got Cage. We're caged up, boys and girls.
Okay.
Go back to the other one. I don't know that one. Christian
Kroik, Chris Klein, Neil
Wasn't
Madonna.
he in The Green Mile? Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah,
he was.
Who was in?
So that's Tom Hanks.
Super in The Green Mile.
Tom Hanks to Nicolas Cage. Are they anything?
If they haven't made a Hanks and Cage movie, they need to make a Hanks and Cage
movie. That I'm aware
movie.
of, they haven't made a Hanks and Cage movie, but I bet we could get there.
What the fuck are they doing? Has Cage been in a DiCaprio movie?
No, not that I remember. Okay.
What the hell are they doing? They're underutilizing
What about
Nicolas Cage.
Angelina Jolie and one of those actors? Brad Pitt. Okay, Angelina Jolie to Brad Pitt to Leo to Cage. Wait, what were you saying? Leo who? Hey,
Leo
Hanks?
and Cage
Leo
haven't hooked up yet. Leo and Hanks in
Catch Me If You Can.
Okay, so you could do Nicolas Cage to Angelina Jolie to Brad Pitt to Leo to Hanks. Right?
To Michael Clark Duncan.
To Michael Clark. I was like, why are we going to Hanks?
Oh, yeah. That guy too.
So Cage.
Gone in 60 Seconds.
To Angelina. Jolie. This is probably a long way, but it's the first one I thought of.
Yeah, that works.
Angelina Jolie. To Mr. and Mrs. Smith. To Brad. To Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. To Leo.
Catch Me If You Can.
Jeez, this is a long one. I'm sorry. Dusty, you probably could have thought of a quicker one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Where are we going to?
Green Mile.
Clark Duncan.
To Michael.
There we are. It's a Street Fighter, the legend of
Obviously.
Stupid that I have to pick the movie. So
2 minutes.
We got 6. Shortest possible is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Nicolas Cage, Outcast to Ron Smorin. Street Fighter.
The fuck is Outcast?
I can't believe we forgot about Ron Smorenberg.
Can't believe I forgot about
you fucking morons.
Smorenberg.
You moron Smorenbergs.
Smorons.
Let's do.
My cat just fell off the line. Sorry
that sounded like a cat-related incident. Let's go Rotten Tomatoes game real quick.
I thought that was pretty good.
This can go fast.
No, yeah, you. I couldn't figure it out. So,
one word, rated R, 2022 drama. It was a 93 and a 93, an hour and 58 minutes. One word title.
In 2022
drama.
Yeah.
What was that one where there was like a priest and with Meryl Streep? Is that 2022?
No, that's Doubt.
That's not 2022.
No, because Phillips
This is some high level shit. 93 and 93.
That's what I was thinking.
What about Parasite?
Ooh, good guess.
That wouldn't be like Thriller though,
because that's the beginning of the pandemic shit. So
that's 2021. That's probably 2020.
That's 2020. Yeah.
2022. I can't even. I feel like that's like a lost year. Like I don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2022 didn't
hit me with a clue.
Ends up being a pretty good sports film, as it not only shows the heart of the athlete, but the drive of the guy behind the budding superstar.
Moneyball?
Oh, it's Air.
Oh, Air. Moneyball's way older.
Way older.
Nope.
Not Air?
It's not Air.
You sons of bitches.
Wait, are you talking about? Is Air the
film.
Nike movie?
Yeah, the Michael Jordan movie.
Oh, wasn't that this year or last year?
No, that was. Or I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
Anyways.
They're all
Hold on. Jeremiah Zagar's film kept me entertained with its trusty cliches and its characters' sheer friendliness. It was really friendly.
Friendly drama? 2022?
About an athlete?
Friendly athlete drama. Fucking
King Richard's 2 words, and it's not a 93.
That's 2 words.
It's not really about an athlete. I mean, I guess it's about Serena, but it's more about her dad. God, I don't know at all.
Venus.
At all.
Yeah. Let's go.
Next.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go through the sports because there haven't been a lot of good sports movies lately.
And 93 is such a high rating.
What if it's a doc?
Oh God.
I bet it's. Do they do docs on this?
I don't know. It's a movie.
And it's friendly.
It's Sandler. Reminding of how charming Sandler can be in a gentle lesson on not giving up on your dreams, as well as the joy in helping others reaching their potential.
Stupid.
Fucking Sandler.
He's not doing a voice. Get out of here.
Stupid Sandler.
Shut up, man.
I would never have gotten that.
I don't think I ever watched that movie. So
you gotta shoot from the.
You're gonna die, clown.
You gotta shoot from the outside. That's.
Oh wait, I didn't. Oh, fuck! I didn't play the stinger at the end of the fucking.
Oh God.
Stinger.
I fucked up, dude. I fucked up.
It's a little late.
We don't get the whole thing. We don't get the whole thing.
The madness has left us.
Yo, what up, y'all? This is R. Kelly, the Pied Piper.
Nope.
Wow.
Is he the plaid
Piper?
Is it the plaid? It sounds like he's saying plaid
I think
piper.
R. Kelly doesn't know
Yo,
what
what up,
it
y'all?
is.
This is R. Kelly, the Pied Piper.
No.
Is he Scottish?
No, he famously apparently he doesn't know how to read. So I could imagine that he would be.
Yeah, because he's too busy
the
banging
Pied
underage
Piper.
girls to read.
Would you learn how to read? You know what I mean?
Andrew.
He can't read laws, apparently. He's like, Your Honor,
I don't know how to read.
I can't read.
The defense fell apart immediately.
That's the best way to plead it.
All right.
I rest my case.
On that note, excellent.
I'm the plaid piper. He's got a bunch of...
Thank you to everybody who listens. Please, Andrew always drops the socials, but you know what's happening. We're on Twitter and Instagram and so on. And you know what it is. We're
Kai's on Instagram at Kai Margaret.
Oh, yes.
MARGARET.
Just my personal Insta. You're not going to be that interested in it.
Yeah. So
you want to see your kids and cats?
Just one kid.
Her kid and cats.
We appreciate everybody who listens. Thank you. Anybody who sent in something for the March Madness, if you potentially listen to this, thank you for that. We appreciate it. Thank you for Kai for coming on and giving her insights into the tournament. We'll be back next week, back in my wheelhouse. Andrew, I'm so excited. We are doing a wrestling episode.
Oh, thank God I wasn't there.
Chronicling the feud between The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Shit, that is next week. I got a lot of wrestling to watch. Holy shit.
On the eve of WrestleMania. So we'll be back to our classic nonsense next week. So we thank you, everybody who listens, and for hanging with us. We'll be back next week because guess what, Andrew? It's not a cruel summer. It's a wonderful spring here at the Start.
And guess what, Dusty? Kayfabe may be dead.
We're still alive.
But goddamn it, we are
Taylor's
alive.
Taylor's not.
Yeah.